All right, yelled a very enthusiastic blonde as he looked at an identical blonde in front of him. I got Kage Bunshin down on my first try. Things are finally looking up for old Naruto. Mizuki still has an hour to arrive here, so I guess I'll learn a few more jutsus while I'm at it, murmured one very pleased Naruto after dispelling the clone who was being emo about not being summoned for anything fun. Now let's see this next jutsu. Life is a game no jutsu? There's a note attached to it, maybe this will help me understand it. Hello fellow ninja, I, as the 4th Hokage, have one thing to request if you want to learn this jutsu. Please, for the love of fucking Kami, do not use this damn jutsu please. Come on, just keep reading. Edo Tensei is a little farther ahead. Use that. Who wouldn't want their own personal zombie army? Come on. You know you want to. At the end of the note was a crudely drawn picture of the 4th Hokage that seemed to be colored in with crayon. I may not be smart, but I'm pretty sure zombie equals undead, which equals ghost. So fuck that shit, shuddered Naruto as he thought of the only thing that can manage to scare him. Ghosts. Hey, Goku is scared of needles, so don't judge him. Good thing this only has one hand seal, our favorite blonde thought as he put his hands in the boar sign. Life is a game in Ojutsu. And nothing happened. What the hell? Well, that sucked. I still have 45 minutes so. Next, yelled the blonde as he continued reading the scroll. Action replay no jutsu? Sweet, maybe I can control time. That'd make me Hokage even faster. Naruto then began to notice another note not unlike the one before, which, if someone were to ask him, still seemed too much for a non-working jutsu. If you are reading this, just use your blood, break the seal on the scroll to release the objects. This will be completely useless unless you used the previous jutsu which you didn't write. After all, you would not disobey your Hokage, right? Naruto began to sweat, knowing my luck you probably did. Damn it. If you are reading this, Naruto, you are a very bad boy. Listen to your father when he tells you not to do apocalyptic jutsus. Naruto would have dropped the scroll right then and there if the whole experience didn't seem so unreal. And if this isn't Naruto, fuck you. You've killed us all. I can only hope that I die before your dumbass used that jutsu. After getting over his shock and preparing a lot of questions he will want answered when he next sees his pseudo-grandpa, Naruto unsealed the objects, which appeared to be a crimson ring and an empty white book. Now if you unsealed the object, put the ring on your right middle finger and channel chakra into the book. The book will be a strategy guide for you to refer to in your future battles and will help you prepare for each fight that may happen in the future. So this book can see into the future? That's pretty cool, I guess, but what about the ring? You're probably wondering about the ring now. Well, after you put it on, the ring will not disappear no matter what you do. It has now bonded to you for life. What the ring does is once you snap your fingers, you will be able to pause reality and gain access to all of the cheats available to you. Cheats will give you the ability to do anything, so have fun. The rest you must figure out yourself. Good luck. Well, I guess it is time to turn the scroll into Mizuki. But I still have a few minutes. Might Oswell find out who I'm fighting first? I bet it's Sasuke team, Naruto yelled excitedly as he opened the now orange book with his name on it. Naruto, Chapter 1. The Unveiled Secret. Opponent, Mizuki. Stats, 500 HP, 135 chakra. Skills, Windmill Shuriken Toss/Taunt. Player support characters, Irika. Stats, 500 horsepower, 100 chakra. Skills, Windmill Shuriken Toss/Protect. Player, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Naruto rose an eyebrow at that. He is definitely getting answers, damn it. Stats, 200 HP, 750 chakra. Skills, Kage Bunshin/Regeneration. Advise. It is advised to let Irika fight until he uses Protect to save the player, which will immobilize him for the remainder of the battle, allowing the player to spam clones and finish the battle. Naruto blinked as he read the page. But that means Mizuki betrayed me, and what's this? Irika gets immobilized trying to save me. No, not this time. Naruto's eyes shone with determination. I won't let Irika get hurt because of me, the blonde stated as he raised his right hand. Snap. Everything froze as the blonde was suddenly faced with a list of cheats for him to use. He began to cycle through them and picks the cheats he wants. Max charm check. Max strength check. Max defense check. Max luck check. Max dexterity check. Max intelligence check. Max speed check. HP 9999 check. Infinite chakra check. All Naruto's jutsu unlock check. Yes, I mean all of his jutsus and abilities. Are these cheats okay? Yes. Snap. Naruto currently was bombarded with powers and knowledge, and when it was done the only 3 words that would be able to accurately tell how he felt would be, "Oh hells yes!" The blonde roared just as Iruka entered the clearing. "Naruto, how could you steal the forbidden scroll?" Iruka admonished. Naruto looked towards then above him at the tree branch Mizuki just landed on and smirked. "Your ass is grass team and I'm the mower Tebeo." Chapter 2. Puning Noobs and Demons. "What are you talking about, Naruto? What does Mizuki have to do with this?" asked a startled Iruka as he looked at his favorite student. "Turns out Mizuki lied to me and was going to betray us by taking this scroll. He has another thing coming if he believes that shit though," replied Naruto as he set a stony gaze upon Mizuki, who just laughed at him. "Oh, and what are you going to do about it, demon brat?" Mizuki sneered as he saw Naruto's eyes widen. "Yeah, that's right, everyone hates you because you are the QB." "What?" Naruto asked in disbelief. "Bet you didn't know the dash." "No, you noob, I meant was that the best you could come up with? I mean, it was kind of obvious if you look at everything I have been through," came the monotone voice of Naruto as he stepped towards Mizuki and started forming a Rasengan in his right hand. "Now, as I said before, your SS is grass and I am the fucking mower Rasengan," Naruto yelled as he leaped at Mizuki, who stared at him in horror. -2000. KO. Naruto winces. WW hat just happened. Iruka couldn't help but stutter at the large amount power behind the famous technique. "Nothing, just some grinding. Guess I am 21337 for him. Well, I guess I'll see you next year, sensei," Naruto told his teacher as he turned around and headed home. "No, Naruto, I think you deserve this," Iruka said as he took off his headband and handed it to Naruto, who looked at him shocked. Naruto obtained Konoha Leaf Headband, key item. "TT, thank you," Naruto started as he began to cry. For minutes later. "That shit never happened, okay, Iruka, I'd hate to have Konoha lose a good chunin like yourself," Naruto told his sensei in complete seriousness. "Okay." Iruka could not help the sweat drop that appeared behind his head. "Now let's go take you to Hokage-sama." "Listen, I'm not going to do this scene without it sounding like at least 100 other ones from other fics, so I'm gonna skip this shit." Naruto got his inheritance confirmed and learned that he isn't the fox but that it was sealed in him. Later that night at his apartment. So this headband was a key item? Well, if something like this allowed me to continue the game, I might as well get the rest, Naruto thought to himself. Snap. All key items? Check. Snap. Holy SHYT, that's a big scroll, Naruto thought as he looked at possibly the biggest scroll he has ever seen. But what does it do? Better check the guide. Key item. Kyuubi's key can be obtained after fighting and defeating Akatsuki leader Pain. It allows player to fight Kyuubi in order to gain its power. The fight can only be activate once Naruto has obtained a state where he is free of darkness. Naruto must go to Kumo in order to free himself of hatred. Well, fuck Kumo, last I heard they were eye thieves, and Naruto Uzumaki Namiwaver does not join people who steal little girls' eyes. And it's a long-ass trip, Naruto muttered the last part under his breath. So it's time to do what every ninja does best, cheat. Snap. No darkness, Naruto check. Snap. Okay, time to activate the boss battle, Naruto yelled before grabbing the scroll and blacking out. in front of Kyubi's cage. "Ah, look, the omnipotent demon that fucked my life over his sleeping," came the sarcastic remark of our hero. "Oh well, might as well check the guide for this fight so I know what I'm up against." Opponent: Kyubi no Kitsune. Stats: 99.999 HP, 999 chakra. Abilities: Menacing Ball, Roar, Fire Stream, Claw Swipe, being big as hell. Support character: Naruto rose an eyebrow at this. He's the only one in his brain, right? Kushina Uzumaki. Stats: 30,000 horsepower, 60,000 chakra. Abelites, chakra chains. Advise for battle: fight Kyubi in Sage mode and wait for Kushina to use chains to trip it, then finish it with a Raisin Shuriken. Well, let's get started. Naruto thought to nobody as he entered Sage mode and walked up to Cage while putting a flaming hand on his seal. "Why, Bugs Bunny, wake the fuck up." Not being one to appreciate being called a bunny, the almighty Kyubi jumped and looked around for the insolent person who dared to interfere with its sleep. "You dare awaken the mighty Kyubi? Why?" Naruto could swear the fox almost cried a little. Naruto winced a little. That must have been one good fucking nap. "I came," Naruto started as he opened the cage door, "to some noobs." Meanwhile in Kumo, the Hachibi winced inside its host. Someone just called the strongest being on the planet the worst thing ever. He could only pray the dumbass could live to tell him the story one day. Back in Cage. "You dare call me a noob? Betch Eve been doing this shit for years. Do you see my stats? A W hell no, bring it, Betch." The Kyubi launched at its host in a blind fury as Naruto wondered if he fucked up. "Shit!" Naruto yelled as he hit the dirt while the Kyubi jumped over him. As he looked at the Kyubi, who left itself open to a direct hit, he realized there was only one thing to do: filler moves. "Udama Raisin Shuriken," Naruto yelled as he threw the oversized move at the fox's underside. -1,000,000. Flawless victory. Naruto wins. Platinum trophy unlocked. The Nine-Tailed Stunner. Hidden characters unlocked. Minato and Kushina are now able to help you in battle. Welcome back to the world of the living, you two heroes. Abilities unlocked. Golden Fox Cloak. Now time to do something about this guy. Well, I can't just let it die no matter what it caused me. It would be better if I got the full story of why it attacked. Naruto stated as he pulled out key item, Sakura's soldier pills, and put some of the pills into the giant mouth of the fox. 2 minutes later. "Mind telling me why you fed me that nasty-ass shit?" the utterly perplexed fox asked its jailer. "Well, I couldn't just let you die. Figured I would hear your story on why you attacked and take action depending on the answer," the blonde told the now dumbfounded fox. "You will listen to my story?" At the blonde's nod, she began. 15 minutes later. "So you've been basically enslaved ever since you first met this Madara?" At her nod, he continued. "Well, that is just dumb. What fucking noob tries to control demons instead of befriending them? They are more reliable that way. Sigh, noobs these days." Suddenly the fox began to cry. Finally someone understood after all these years. Kyubi was then enveloped in a bright light as Naruto had to shield his eyes. By showing compassion to the Kyubi player, Naruto has unlocked support character FemKyubi. Would character like to keep or change name? Change. To what? Akane. Kyubi's social link went up to October 10th. She will now die for you. Can anyone guess where this is from? I'll give you a cookie if you can. Bonus skill Kyubi summon. Once that was over, Naruto could only look at crying naked redhead that was hugging on to him for dear life. He was cut off by what the Kyubi said to him next. "Thank you, Naruto-sama. I'll serve you in any way, for you have finally made the hate go away in my heart," she said with a lecherous smirk and held him tighter. Suddenly something snapped in Naruto, who wasn't sure if it was the years of being unloved or the hormones. But if one were to ask him later, he would say that he regrets nothing. Hour and 30 minutes later. Naruto was suddenly awakened from the bed. he shared with Akane in his mind by a scream. As he looked up he saw a shell-shocked redhead and a passed-out blonde man whose face was in a pool of blood. "Well," Naruto started, "you two are late." "That's my boy," the still-down blonde said before his wife kicked him in the kidney. Chapter 3, Team 7. From N00B to PR0. After a very awkward silence, we find our hero in the presence of something nobody can beat no matter how 1337 they are. Pissed off mother. While Naruto was sure that this person had to be his mother, given how she started kicking his ass yelling about not coming back to be a grandmother, he couldn't help but dislike the man that had to be his father because he was not helping his son out at all. Take it like a man, son. Or, that's what you get for using the jutsu after I told you not to, bitch. Yup, one of these days he was gonna show that man why exactly this game is called Naruto. You can believe that, Tebeo, bitch. But now he had to regain his bearings because his mom just threw him at a wall. Listen, I can see why you're mad, but we don't have time for this because even though I unlocked you, according to the guide, I can't use you until after Shippuden begins, so you have like 10 minutes before your time runs out and you fade away. Naruto told his parents as his mom finally stopped kicking his ass. And he thought he was pro. Maybe there is a trophy for just lasting as long as he did? There was one, but sadly he couldn't hear the announcement over his screams of terror. So now our young blonde hero is sitting on the bed that is the cause of his pain while trying to figure out what exactly to do for the next 9 minutes as he began to contemplate a voice cut of his ponderings. Well, we might as well do what we were supposed to do, I guess. Minato began on the night of the Q-dash. Told him already, you noob, Akane said as she cut him off. Kicked your ass though, Minato retorted without missing a beat. Seems that's something that runs in the family, eh? Minato asked innocently as he walked over and high-fived his son. Akane glared at Naruto, who could only shrug. It was funny, you gotta admit you kinda asked for that one, he said as he looked at his tenant with benefits. Sigh. Well, anyone wants some ramen before we leave for a few more years? Kushina asked as she looked around at the other occupants of the room. One unlimited ramen cheat later. We now find our blonde hero on the way to the academy for his team placements, but as soon as he walked into the room he had to deal with the one thing he hated more than the QB presex, of course. Trolls. Hey Dobe, what are you doing here? You didn't graduate, you loser. Naruto rolled his eyes at Kiba and began to respond. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you depend on your puppy so much that you can't even use common sense and look at the headband on my head. I obviously passed, so sit down and shut the fuck up. Naruto finished his rant as all of the people who listened laughed at Kiba. Naruto then began to keep walking until he spotted Hinata. Figuring he had to do this now rather than later, he walked up and said to her in a voice only she could hear. I know you like me, but it just won't work out. We're two different people. You're rich, I'm not, and I'm pro, you're not. Trust me, you should continue your training so that you won't die, and maybe you will find that person who can really like you. And with that, Naruto continued walking towards his seat next to Sasuke, leaving behind a ninja who would be able to one day call herself a pro. He's right, I will change and just focus on being his friend and a strong kunoichi that will never be looked down upon again. After I kick his ass later for basically calling me a noob. Not cool, Naruto-kun, not cool. Hinata thought to herself as she began planning out a training schedule. Trophy unlocked. Breaking the shell. Naruto has given up a chance with Hinata in order to make a stronger ninja out of her. Support character unlocked. Badass Hinata can be accessed at Chunin exams. Hinata social link rank 2 out of 10. She will aid you in battle when needed. As Naruto took his seat, he began to fall asleep. Only to be woken up 3 minutes later by a pair of blonde and pink-haired noobs, more accurately described as fangirls. Son of a bitch! Listen, you two, nobody cares who got here first because right now you two are in the tutorial of a grand game named Naruto. You two are no more than cannon fodder to me at the moment because the game hasn't even reached level 1, so shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. Naruto yelled at the girls as they sat down, unable to argue against his glare. You can thank me later, Naruto said as he glanced at Sasuke through the corner of his eye, who smiled in appreciation. Wait. Was that a blush? Oh hell no. Naruto thought in pure unadulterated fear. Before you Sasuke fans get pissed and oh, he is not gay, all will be explained later, so calm down and stop the flames, I only bash the enemies. He can't be that way, we're supposed to be secret homies? I'll look at the guide for this one. Uchiha Sasuke is the main antagonist of the game if and only if the player can't unlock his alternate form before the Chunin exams. True form? A hidden character perhaps. I'll have to be careful with this one. Naruto thought as he tried to figure out what to do about his new dilemma. Sasuke Uchiha social link rank 1 out of 10. Interesting. 3 hours later. We now see Team 7 waiting for their sensei who was supposed to be there 2 hours ago, but before Naruto could revert to his old habits of pranking the fuck out of their future sensei. A voice stopped him. My first opinion of you guys is that you're all noobs, meet me on the roof. And with that, he disappeared in a poof of smoke, leaving behind 2 confused teens and a pissed of blonde. He did not just steal my thing. Oh hell no! Yelled our hero as he ran to the roof with his teammates right behind him. On the roof. Okay, tell me your likes and dislikes. The Cyclops asked his students as he looked at his orange book. Why don't you show us how it's done, sensei? The pinkette asked as she swore she heard her sensei mumble something that sounded like, noob. What's a noob? This time she heard her inner self call her 1-2. Skipping Kakashi's intro. Your turn, Blondie, he stated as he eye-smiled at his new student to fail. The name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Yes, that Namikaze, I know my heritage, so stop sweating, you one-eyed noob. Kakashi glared but kept quiet. I like ramen, the stuffs like crack, I swear dash, pro-girls and pro-female ramen chefs, they make good for NPCs. I can tell you that my dislikes are noobs, non-pros, non-1337s, 10 minutes later, and you. My dream is to beat this game called life and maybe be Hokage for the bonus content. Okay, he has problems, gonna beat his ass for that noob comment though, Kakashi thought before looking at his next student. Your turn, Pinky. I like learning, books and glances at Sasuke, who almost threw up and blushes at him dash. She began to giggle. Your dislikes. Ino Pig and Naruto Baka dash. Like I give a fuck, you're too noob for me, Naruto snorted. Baka? What does that even mean anyway? Noob, that came from Sasuke, who finished his introduction. Skipping Kakashi's explanation of the test. Before his teammates could leave the roof, Naruto had other plans. Snap. Teammates listen to you for a day check. Snap. Okay, hey race, the plan, you two are too weak, so we're going to head to training ground 44 and grind, and I will not take no for answer. The blonde stated to his teammates, who couldn't help but nod. Okay, let's head out. At the Forest of Death. Snap. EXP 256 check. Teammates have infinite HP and stamina for 1 day? Check. Ryu X 256 check. Snap. Okay, he'll make pros out of you yet. Naruto cheered as him and his team jumped into the forest. 8 hours later. Okay, I'll see you two tomorrow and don't forget to eat. Naruto called out to his teammates, who nodded. Well, that went well, as Naruto started to walk away, planning things to do with Akane later, before said Vixen stopped him. Hey, aren't you forgetting to get your rewards from leaving the forest? How do I do that, Akane-chan? Just go to the save point at the entrance and select Receive Rewards. What save point? Naruto asked before spotting the flying blue ninja scroll in front of the entrance. Never mind, he finished as he walked towards the scroll. Receive spoils? Yes. Ryu plus 999,999,999. Experience plus 999,999,999. Uchiha Sasuke is now LVL 99. Haruna Sakura is now LVL 99. Uchiha Sasuke social link 9 out of 10. He will now respect you as a human being and lose superiority complex. Haruno Sakura social link 8 out of 10. She now appreciates you and has become a real kunoichi. Holy fuck. Naruto and Akane yelled at the same time. I'm rich bitches. Ahem, well then. You wanted to show me the new furniture in my mindscape, I can't wait to break it in. Naruto told his tenant as she laughed. Naruto would have to burn his imagined furniture later. Training ground 7 next morning. Okay, your goal is to get these bells from me by noon. Kakashi told his team while thinking about how fun it would be to PWN them. That poor soul. And begin! He yelled before he saw his pink-haired student launch herself into the sky. Shinaro! As he sidestepped the punch, he could only watch in morbid fascination as it decimated the training ground. Boom! What the fuck was that? Kakashi yelled as he jumped back 70 meters. Tsunade's strength available to Sakura after reaching LVL 30. The blonde answered with a smirk as he pulled out the guide. Chapter 2, Kakashi's Test. Opponent Kakashi Hatake LVL 75. Stats 34,000 HP 34,000 chakra. Abilities Sharingan Raikiri 1000 plus other jutsus. Advise: there is no winning this battle, just try to last for your part. Heh, sorry guide, but we're going to win this one, the blonde said before putting the book away, where to Kakashi couldn't tell it just disappeared, and turning into his new golden fox cloak. What are you? Kakashi yelled at Naruto. A Jinchuriki, Naruto answered before disappearing in a yellow flash, causing Kakashi to have a look of utter disbelief, as he suddenly felt like a noob watching the most 1337 support move in the game. As Naruto punched Kakashi in the stomach, he jumped out of the way so that Sasuke could put him in a genjutsu. Tsukiyomi Sasuke whispered B for Kakashi was suddenly trapped in a world where he was forced to watch his entire porn collection burn over and over again while getting repeatedly kicked in the balls by Tsunade at full force. Naruto walked up and grabbed the bells while Sakura tried to heal their sensei who was beginning to stir. Here are your bells, guys, Naruto told his team while getting a grateful nod from both of them. When did you learn Tsukiyomi Sasuke? I got it around LVL 67 last night, and I got EMS at LVL 96, so I won't go blind. Here, take the bell back, you deserve it the most, Sasuke stated while trying to give Naruto his bell, but Naruto gave it back. Nah, after all, you are my teammate and someone I trust to have my back during co-op, so keep it, it's yours, Naruto told his team before a familiar voice ripped through the skies as the battle finished. Kakashi Hatake defeat. Items gain +1 Ika can be used to make Kakashi listen to you. Haruno Sakura social link rank 9 out of 10. She will now endure mortal blows. Uchiha Sasuke social link 10 out of 10 max. Would you like to reveal alternate form? Remembering what the guide said about Sasuke becoming his enemy, Naruto made his choice. Reveal form? Yes. Fem Sasuke unlocked. If Naruto was a lesser man, he would have passed out right there, for before him stood, instead of his rival, a very fine brunette. Imagine how a 16-year-old Mikoto wows look. Even Akane was saying silent thanks that she was bisexual right now. Would you like to rename this character? Rename? Yes. New name, Sasuke. Sasuke could only stare at her teammates in confusion as they jaw-dropped. What? Did I get taller? She asked in a higher-pitched voice than her male form before looking down. What the foo dash? She was cut off as Naruto now had begun poking and groping her. Excuse me? She asked as her right eye started twitching. Tell me, she heard Naruto begin to speak. Is there any way you can go back to male form? When she shook her head that she didn't think so, his eyes lit up. Well then, me and you are going to Ikaraku's. Before he could leave the clearing with the confused, but blushing, brunette in his arms, he was stopped by a familiar voice. WWW, what are you guys? Naruto calmly turned his head and spoke at his now conscious sensei. Your new team noob sensei, Tabeo. Chapter 4, Wave. Ultimate Ninja. Point 1. We now find our heroes walking toward Wave, getting ready for a journey of legendary proportions. As they kept walking, Naruto looked up from his guide and turned to Sasuke, who was listening to the background music. "Yo noobs at 3 foot o'clock," Naruto informed her as she nodded. She then tossed an exploding kunai into a puddle which blew up a second later. Bounty collected. Demon Brothers. Ryu plus 100,000. Normally I would question why this mission is obviously not C rank, but after I passed this team I realized I don't give a fuck what happens to them. Kakashi drawled as he flipped to another page while keeping his pace behind Tazuna, who was currently sweating. "Ah, we love you to sensei," chirped a cheerful Pinkette as she continued to listen to the background music. "With great power comes great insanity." "Yo, doesn't Sakura seem off lately?" Sasuke whispered to her blonde teammate, who looked at her and shrugged. "Nah, probably side effect of finally assimilating that other personality in her head, nothing I'm concerned about," Naruto responded as he continued to read his guide before laughing. "Ha ha, my Kami." "What's so funny, Blondie?" Tazuna asked the boy in fear of his sanity. "Nothing, just Gatu trying to take us down with a band of bandits," Naruto answered the man while his teammates shook their heads. "Noob." "Got that right, noob sensei," QI twitch from said sensei. 2 hours later. "So Naruto, how are you going to get Haku and Zabuza to join you?" Akane asked as Naruto looked up for a moment. "How indeed, but I think I have an idea." "Idea about what, Naruto?" Sasuke asked as she looked at Naruto. "How I'm gonna get Haku to be my fourth wife, that's all," Naruto responded with a shrug. Flashback Ikaraku's 1 month ago. "Hey Naruto-kun, what would you and your teammates like today?" the young ramen waitress asked as she looked at him and what she assumed were his teammates enter the stand. "Not sure about them, but..." Snap. Max irresistibility check. Max protective father resistance check. Snap. "How would you like to be my third wife? Because with cooking skills and a body like yours dash. This future Hokage will take you for the ride of your life." He was successful clock blocked by a sarcastic remark from his teammate, who finished his statement. Suddenly everyone stopped, birds died, and puppies cried, and Kakashi met up with the other Jounins on time. As this was going on, Sasuke actually took a step back, while looking at her pink-haired teammate with a stare that obviously said, "Why would you do that?" "Sakura, shut the fuck up. I don't even have to look to know that was you," Naruto yelled while look every but at Sakura. "Would you like me to take you back to the forest of death with those broken-ass kunai? Would you like that, bitch?" That day, many pedestrians and ninjas alike who bore witness to that scene vowed to never cock-block Naruto. Ever. I am started. "Sorry about that. As I was saying, would you like to get some dango with me later?" Naruto asked as he acted like he didn't just flip the fuck out. "I'll think about it," she responded honestly. Flashback end. Sakura shuddered while Sasuke suddenly took up a thoughtful expression. "What did you mean by third wife, Naruto? I know about Akane, but who's the second?" "Please, we both know you can't resist my 1337 skills, so I might as well count you as wife number 2, Naruto said in an amused tone. "Is I am even going to agree to be your third?" Sasuke yelled in exasperation, while Naruto and Akane, in his seal, smirked. "I don't know, but by calling her third means you've accepted my proposal, so..." Naruto yelled while pointing dramatically at her. "Kid, you've got no game." Tazuna shook his head. "Game? What you know about the game, old man?" "Brat, I invented the game." "Game recognizes game, old man, and you unfamiliar as fuck right now." This went on for another 20 minutes before Naruto stopped and threw a kunai at a bush. Naruto waited about 30 seconds before yelling duck and hitting the dirt with Tazuna. A large blade embedded itself into a tree with a man standing on the handle. But before he could speak, "Holy shit, it's MC Hammer, what the fuck?" You're not even in this damn universe, let alone this game. Naruto yelled at the swordsman, causing everyone to give him, "What the fuck?" looks. Kid, you need to stop playing so many games. Life is not a game. But I suppose it doesn't matter because after Kakashi is dead, I'm killing you next for that remark. Hell, I don't even know who that is, but you calling me that just pissed me off. Zabuza said while glaring at the blonde. Whatever, Baka. Kakashi-sensei is way too pro to lose to you. Sakura yelled in support of her sensei, who smiled at her as he closed his book and revealed his Sharingan eye. Well, after such praise, how could I lose? 15 minutes later. Son of a bitch, Kakashi, you complete and utter noob. I told you what would happen if you got into the water. Naruto yelled at his sensei that was now trapped in the water prison jutsu. Sometimes I wonder about you Konoha ninjas. I mean, don't get me wrong, you guys are strong. But that's it, nobody acts like a damn ninja, stick to shadows and come up with traps. I mean, look at this. This happened because Kakashi had us in the open instead of having you carry Tizuna with clones and take to the trees and hide, Like ninjas. Hell, you're still wearing orange, for fuck's sake. Naruto rolled his eyes at her rant while opening up his guide. Chapter 3, Part 1, Zabuza Fight 1/2. Opponent Zabuza Momochi. Stats 45,000 horsepower, 35,000 chakra. Abilities: Hidden Mist Technique, Water Clone, Silent Killing, Water Prison, Great Waterfall Technique, Water Dragon Bullet Technique, Expert Swordsmanship. Advise: release Kakashi as soon as possible with a Shadow Shuriken technique, then let him finish it until Pseudo Hunter Nin arrives. Well then, Sakura, Naruto called as he got her attention, you're fighting him, good luck. Why am I fighting him? Sakura yelled at her teammate who held up his book. Because according to this, you won't do anything worth mentioning for a few years, so now you're gonna make up for it. So hurry up, he told her. Snap. Move Transfer. Ultimate Ninja 4 Special. Sakura Haruno. Would you like to give this ability to player 3? Yes. Snap. Q Naruto Ost 1. Strong and Strike. Suddenly Sakura's body ignited as she was covered by a blue flame with Naruto yelling at her. There, I helped you out. Now finish him before it ends. He instructed her as she nodded and began to charge towards Zabuza, who looked amused. Tell you what, Brad, I'll let you get this free hit, it won't do dash. He was caught off as the punch seemingly sent him and the girl into another dimension that could best be described as a barren wasteland, and he was unable to move any part of his body. Too bad Sakura wouldn't have problem moving him. In Sakura's special. I'm not going to make this easy. Sakura then proceeded to punch him 5 miles away while then ran ahead of him and kicked him before he could land. Zabuza felt his ribs break from the kick. Final blow. This is it. Suddenly everything turned black and Zabuza thought it was finally all over. That poor fool. Suddenly the same pink-haired girl slowly began to stand up, and when he looked around he could tell he was in the same wasteland. A girl's heart. I'll show you something. Sakura yelled at him as he could only watch in morbid fascination as a giant gray version of the girl appeared behind her. Please, for the love of God. Stop, please. He yelled as he frantically tried to move away, but to his dismay he was still stuck. I am speaking from the heart, came the battle cry from the giant Sakura as it punched him, shattering the scenery, sending him another few miles back. You should be nice to girls, noob, Sakura said while smiling in the direction she punched him. Oh my fucking God, please tell me it's over, Zabuza cried as he coughed up more blood. He then noticed that he was standing up and began to cry tears of joy. Until he looked around. Fuck F you say, I'm still here, why, what have I done to you? You crazy ass bitch. You have problems. Zabuza yelled frantically. He turned to see the same little pink-haired girl standing in front of him smiling. He began to weep. Here I go, she yelled as she punched the ground, sending him and the debris flying through the sky through the corner of his eye. He could see her jumping from rock to rock before charging at a large boulder that was directly in front of him. He then saw her punch through the boulder and iron to him, and the force behind it sending him into a mountain. The force of impact made a giant crater in the side of the mountain. "I'm not done yet," Sakura stated while panting. If he could still see, he would have cried even harder than he was. End OST. Outside the special. "Where did they go, Naruto?" Sasuke yelled as she saw her teammate and the missing Nin disappear after the punch. Even Kakashi, now free of the prison, was searching for them. "They're in a different dimension right now." What Sakura did was called an Oogie, also known by noobs as a special. What it does is send someone into another dimension, leaving that person who they put there to be victim of all the insane shit they can think of. Naruto said before noticing a crack in the sky. "Here they come now. Minus 500,000. Zabuza defeated. Trophy unlocked. Pink destruction. Plus 700,000 Ryu. Bonus content unlocked. Swordsman of Mist Naruto avatar. Player can now switch into the Swordsman of Mist avatar, giving him control of all 7 blades. Can only be unlocked by eating Zabuza without taking any damage. I'll have to check out this avatar thing later, Naruto thought as he saw a small orb that contained a miniature him surrounded by 7 blades float into his body. Zabuza's near-lifeless body was now just lying on the ground face down, while Sakura landed next to him, but before she could finish the job, a masked Nin came and began to pick him up. "Thank you for your help, but I'll take care of him now." Haku tried to remain calm and was about to leave until, "Hey, could I interest you in a cup of coffee at this old guy's place?" Naruto said as he approached the stupefied Hunter Nin as Sasuke and Akane rolled their eyes. "What?" Haku couldn't help but ask. "Well, your voice says that you are a very hot female, and your skills clearly show you're not a noob if you're a Hunter Nin at your age. So why not?" he asked as he began to kiss her hand. "Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Pro at your service." Haku then left in a shunshin while Naruto narrowed his eyes. "She's an enemy," he said, getting startled looks from his teammates and Tazuna. "How can you tell?" Kakashi asked Naruto, whose narrowed gaze was still aimed at the place the Hunter Nin left. "Simple, she didn't say yes." Chapter 5. Wave Ultimate Ninja Point 2. Maelstrom meets Fishcake. At Tazuna's house. "So what do we do now?" asked Sakura as Team 7 sat around the table in the living room. "We train," Kakashi told his students, who looked at him with absolute mirth. "Ha ha 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 ha. Oh man, I thought you were serious. I mean, come on." Sakura beat his ass. "I'm pretty sure we don't need to train," Sasuke told her sensei as Sakura looked away embarrassed. "I say we raid Gatu's headquarters and take his money," Naruto told his team, who looked thoughtful. "But we don't know where it is," Kakashi told the blonde as Naruto got a thoughtful expression. "True, but I can find out. I'll just use my new summon to get information," Naruto explained as he pulled out a blue orb with a female version of him trapped in the center. Flashback. "Okay, Konohamaru, you want to know how to beat your grandfather? Well, I'll teach you," Naruto told the small brown-haired kid in front of him, who started jumping up and down in joy. "But I'll only explain once, so listen up. Focus your chakra around your body and try to focus it in the form of a female. Then release it, and if you can do it correctly, I'll even teach you another jutsu. However, if you cannot, then you can never bother me again." Naruto was inwardly smirking because he knew that a brat who probably didn't understand what a female was would be unable to use the jutsu. Sexy jutsu. Poof. Naruto looked up, prepared to laugh his ass off, but instead found himself propelled into a river from a nosebleed. "Son of a bitch. Ow. That's nearly better than mine, what the fuck. Holy shit, he even added a thong. What the hell has this kid seen?" Naruto thought frantically as he looked at possibly the hottest human female he's ever seen. Hidden Summon. Naruto has been unlocked. Player can summon her to get information via seduction or summon her to help in combat. Must teach Konohamaru the sexy jutsu on first try. "What the fuck, Kono, how did you do that?" Naruto yelled at his pseudo-student who shrugged. I saw one of Grandpa's dirty magazines. Now how about that other jutsu? Kono asked with an evil grin. Flashback end. Safe to say Naruto also gained the hidden character Rasengan Konohamaru that day as well, much to Naruto's annoyance. Naruto channeled chakra into the orb and crushed it, and suddenly a tear in the air appeared, and Naruto came falling down from her own dimension. What the fuck? Where am I, and why do I have the sudden urge to do whatever the person responsible for sending me here wants? Came the confused voice of the female Naruto, who was looking at a room full of people giving her looks of disbelief. She didn't recognize any of them. Until she saw Sasuke. You bitch, I am bringing you back to Konoha now. And with that, the girl lunged at a confused as fuck Sasuke, and what followed could only be described as the greatest catfight ever. 30 minutes later. We now find our heroes in a room with two nearly naked kunoichi, a pissed Sakura and Tsunami, and an unconscious Naruto, Tazuna, and Inari. Kakashi kept reading his book. Now that you settled down, I think it's time for me to explain something. Naruto, was it? At her nod, Kakashi continued. That Sasuke is not your Sasuke. You are in another dimension where we will need your help with something. Before he could continue, an annoying little troll cut him off. That ass. It doesn't matter what you do. Inari yelled at them. Gaddis is too strong. You know nothing about suffering. Suddenly the members of Team 7, excluding Naruto, blanched, having an idea of what Naruto had to go through and by extension what Naruto more than likely went through too. Before Naruto could yell at the little noob, the voice of someone she didn't realize was in the room interrupted her. You little noob, Naruto yelled while everyone else besides Naruto faulted, thinking he was about to go on an angsty rant about his childhood. I know nothing about suffering. Let me tell you something, you're a noob and borderline cannon fodder in the grand plotline called Naruto. You have no purpose besides bitching at impossibilities until I have to prove you wrong, and I guarantee you'll have to deal with at least 6 more people like you. So you don't know about suffering because that's what I have to deal with for the rest of my life. Kakashi was cut off as Naruto continued. Besides Player 2, Player 3, Sasuke and Sakura twitched at being called that, and a certain vixen. I am surrounded by noobs. Kakashi twitched at not being added on list. And in a world full of noobs, being a pro is a lonely life. Naruto started to tear up before he was caught in a hug by his fellow blonde. There, it'll be okay. I know how you feel. Don't worry, I'll make you feel better. Come on, how about we go train, would you like that? At his silent nod, she dragged him out the room, much to the annoyance of Sasuke, who didn't understand why, leaving a room of people who could only stare at the door in shock. Did that really just happen? Kakashi couldn't help but ask. Shut the fuck up, noob sensei. And with that, Sasuke stomped upstairs to her and Sakura's room. In a forest. So you're from an alternate version of this timeline where everyone is an opposite gender? Naruto asked Naruto, who had a thoughtful expression on her face. Except Kyuubi, she's still a female. Guess the same rules don't apply to demons. Naruto answered him while she looked at the sky. But how close are the timelines exactly? Naruto asked her with curiosity evident in his voice. Well, I can tell you that I'm on New Game Plus, in the Shippuden era again. When she saw his look of disbelief, she held up her left hand that had a sky blue ring on the middle finger along with a shark-shaped crystal on top of it. WWW, what is that? Naruto cursed himself for stuttering in the presence of probably the most 1337 female he'll ever meet. She smirked at that. The kid had potential, but he was still too inexperienced with the game. Remembering that he asked her a question, she responded. This is called the Game Shark. It's my universe's version of your action replay, she answered him. Then she noticed that he seemed to have made a decision to himself as he nodded his head at something she assumed his Kyuubi told him. She then saw him step in front of him and kneel on the ground, but before she could question it, he started talking. Baby, how would you feel to be my 5th wife? He asked her with complete seriousness as she looked at him with wide eyes. What the hell? I mean, sure, he has potential to be as pro as me someday, and I'm not interested in anyone back home, she thought to herself before she heard QB snicker in the back of her mind. Come on, Kit, you know you wanna, besides it might be more interesting than going through your life a third time. Maybe this time you'll be able to beat Madara, even if it isn't in your home universe. Oh, what the hell? Why not? She thought as she came to a conclusion. Sure, why not? After this wave arc, I'll come back when I finish my game again. But that doesn't mean you can't summon me if you need help, you or me after all. I'll help you no matter what, and that's a promise of a lifetime, Tebane. She said before she could stop herself from saying her verbal tick. She turned around to hide her embarrassment. Well, now I bet he thinks I'm a no-dash. Before she could continue her thoughts, he interrupted her with a yell. All right. I knew I had game, Tebeo. Suddenly he stopped his dance as she looked at him with wide eyes. After a moment of silence, they both broke out into laughter until two loud familiar voices yelled at the same time. One voice was loud and masculine while the other was just as loud, but feminine, and they spoke in perfect unison. Hidden Platinum Trophy unlocked. Forbidden Lovers. Player must capture the heart of their alternate self. Tag Jutsu ability unlocked. Players can now combine jutsus with each other for devastating results. Tag Jutsu unlocked. Filler move. Naruto Shippuden Movie 4. The Lost Tower. Super Rasengan unlocked. They both just looked at each other before laughing again. Well, let's go to sleep, we have a pseudo-hunter Nin to catch when they wake us up, Naruto said while Naruto nodded his head. Hey! Naruto started asking Naruto while they got comfortable on the forest floor. Yeah? Naruto asked, signaling her to continue. Is your Haku a boy or a girl? Chapter 6. Wave Arc Finale. Player 1. We now find our favorite blonde hero walking down the road back to Konoha while dragging an unconscious Zabuza behind him. Next to him was Sasuke, who was talking to Haku, and on the other side of him were Sakura, who was singing along to the background music, and Kakashi, who was reading his book. You do realize that you and Naruto will go to hell for what you did to Haku, right? Came the matter-of-fact voice of Akane. Like it was our fault Haku decided to be a fucking trap, Naruto thought angrily as Akane sighed. Naruto told you that in her world Haku was a very masculine female, Akane yelled in exasperation. That obviously should have told you that your Haku would be a very feminine male. Well, it's too late now. Besides, look, Haku seems happier now, and Sasuke is happy that she has someone who can relate to her, Naruto said while cringing at his noob mistake of not listening to his proer self. Flashback bridge. Okay, thank God Naruto volunteered to bodyguard Tsunami and Inari. I didn't want to show up late to the boss battle like a noob, Naruto commented as he and his team walked onto the bridge. So what's the plan, player 1? Sama. Sakura asked as she started trying to tape record the background music. Glad to see Sakura's taking the whole life is nothing but a game about Naruto thing better than the rest of us, Kakashi said while putting away his book. May you will too once something so incredibly bizarre happens to you that you'll have no choice but to accept it, Sasuke said before looking down and sniffling. I miss my D-dash. She was cut off by Naruto, who started yelling his team the plan. The plan is to get to the bridge and leave the close-range stuff to me. Sakura, you'll be in charge of healing me and Sasuke. Sasuke, you'll provide long-range support for me, while also keeping Haku away from me until I deal with Zabuza, Naruto told player 2 and player 3 before turning to stare at Kakashi. What should I do? Kakashi said as the mist started to appear, signaling the beginning of the Zabuza boss battle. Since at the moment you are our default player 4, you'll be the one defending Tazuna while we have all the fun, Naruto said as Kakashi looked ready to object and remind them that he was in fact the sensei of the group. Naruto, do I have to remind you that I am the leader here? Kakashi asked while Sasuke and Sakura just looked at him while holding back laughter. Noob sensei, you lost that position after you got caught by a water prison after we told you what would happen and stayed in there despite you having a lightning chakra nature, and could have probably not only bust out but could have also electrocute Zabuza in the process, Sakura told her sensei, but before he could respond, Sasuke continued. Not only that, but let 3 12-year-olds continue on this A-class mission alone instead of calling for backup or turning back to the village while telling Tazuna to go fuck himself, she said while looking at said bridge builder. And don't think we're not getting paid for an A-class either, you old fuck, we're getting our money, you can believe that. What part of you is 12? Kakashi asked while looking at the physically 16-year-old raven-haired female. Anyway, Sakura, what's our chance of survival? Naruto asked while Zabuza and Haku came into view. Suddenly Sakura pulled out a calculator and responded. We have a 99.99, repeating of course, % chance of kicking ass, she told her teammate while putting the calculator back into a scroll. That's better than what we would have had before, Naruto said while pulling out his swordsman of the mist avatar. Things would go smoothly, but of course shit always got in his way. Alright, let's do this, Kakashi Hatake, our favorite sensei yelled while jumping into the mist, leaving behind a wide-eyed Team 7+ Tazuna. Sasuke couldn't help but whisper in morbid fascination. Oh my god, he just ran in. Shit, stick to plan, Naruto yelled while turning into his avatar and grabbing Samahata before following his sensei with Sakura and Sasuke right behind him. In the fog, Kakashi was on his 69th combo, but before he could reach 70, Zabuza was batted away from him by a sharkskin sword with a blonde holding it. CCC, combo breaker. Damn it, Kakashi. If you finished that combo, you would have let yourself open to an attack. I'm trying to beat this noob while taking no battle damage, damn it, Naruto yelled at his teacher, who looked away embarrassed. See, this is why your player 4-inch Sasuke told him before catching Haku in Tsukiyomi. When she turned around, she noticed Zabuza getting up and charging at Sakura, who was putting on her gloves. Sasuke just shook her head. You just don't learn, do you? Sakura asked while igniting herself in a blue flame and charging at Zabuza, sending them both into another dimension. In the special FU dash, Zabuza started to yell when he noticed where he was, again, before the pink-haired demon punched him away. Unbridged. Well, since we basically won, Sasuke, how about I show you that being female isn't so bad when you're friends with Dash. Naruto started, but was successfully cock-blocked by a pudgy old man and his band of bandits. Well, look at this. Zabuza couldn't take care of a group of kid Dash. Gatu's trolling was interrupted by the most killing intent Kakashi has ever felt. And it wasn't even aimed at him. Modafucker, you did not just cock-block me, you fucking non-1337 noob. RGGGGGGGG, Naruto yelled while being surrounded by the Crimson Demon Fox's cloak and charging at him with Kiba, one of the 7 swordsman's swords if you don't read manga, in both of his hands. 302 corpses later. We're late. Not that it would have mattered anyway, came a voice over the bridge as everyone turned to see a familiar 16-year-old blonde with whisker marks. Seems the kit had more potential than we thought. Enraged on your first try and wave didn't cause this much damage, Kyubi told her host, who seemed as bewildered as her. What happened? She asked her younger male self. Pant that noob pant cock blocked me, Naruto explained as he sat down against a rail on the bridge that wasn't covered by blood as Naruto nodded in understanding. Dumbass won't make that mistake again, Akane and Kyubi unknowingly thought at the same time. Suddenly Inari started walking towards Naruto, who looked at him in confusion. I'm sorry for what I said earlier, Naruto and Inari said, while Naruto chuckled and smiled, signaling that he had forgiven him already. Didi, do you think I can be as pro and 1337 as you one day? Inari asked innocently. No, but I guess you'll be damn close. Nowhere pro in training. Inari smiled at that. 20 minutes later. Haku opened his eyes to find himself in the middle of an argument. Boy. Girl. Boy. Girl. What proof do you have to back up your claim? While it would explain why we didn't have coffee, the strategy guide doesn't tell. Naruto yelled at his female counterpart, who just shook her head. Don't you remember? My world is full of people the opposite gender, so if my Haku was a female, yours must be a male. She yelled at her younger male self. But, in both of our worlds Haku could have lied. He yelled as Naruto gasped at not ever having come to that conclusion. Ugh, this is so confusing, Naruto yelled while grabbing her pigtails. Haku thought it was time he ended this. Excuse me, but I'm a M-. He was cut off as he heard a snap followed by a satisfied Naruto smiling and a Naruto whose eyes were open in shock. What did you just do? She asked frantically. I just activated the no trap cheat so we won't have to deal with this ever again. I will not perv after another dude, you can believe that, Tabeo, Naruto said while nodding his head in satisfaction. Even I can't believe you did that, Naruto said as she shook her head before looking at Haku with pity. I suggest you check if you didn't lose something. And gain 2 other things, she told the pseudo-hunter Nin, who grew pale before looking down. Kyaa, the now female hunter Nin shrieked as Sasuke put a hand on her should in support. Don't worry, the hormones will make it easier to adapt, Sasuke told Haku despondently. I'm going to hell, aren't I? Naruto asked to nobody but got answer anyway. Yep, Akane sighed. Gold trophy unlocked. Hero of Wave. Ryu plus 1 million. Great Naruto Bridge unlocked. Hidden characters unlocked. Zabuza plus Femhaku. Bingo book status unlocked. Must get a perfect victory in Zabuza boss battle rank. Insert name? Yes. Name. Naruto smirked. Player 1. Flashback end. Oh well, it'll be a little more quiet now without Naruto here. Naruto thought Akane had to admit, like Naruto, the kit grew on you after a while. Hell, even Sasuke seemed a tad sad after her departure back to her world. Well, look at it this way, you can summon her again when you need it, and she'll be back when she finishes her game, Akane told him as they approached the gates to Konohagakure. Chapter 7. Chunin Exams. Point 1. Fangirls and Puning a Snake. We now find our heroes walking toward where they figured they'd meet the Tsuneshinobi when suddenly Naruto asked a very interesting question. Yo Sasuke, why do you want to fight your bro? I mean, you know he is innocent after looking at the guide to find out if you ever beat him. Sasuke just shrugged and looked at him with complete seriousness. Not only did he call me a noob before putting me in Tsukiyomi, he also took the last Klondike bar before he left. The asshole. She muttered angrily with her Sharingan eyes flashing before calming herself. But think of all the good he did. Not only did he stop a civil war, but he also made that song to warn pros about the dangers of fangirls, Naruto informed as she looked at him thoughtfully. Flashback. Excuse me, this is for all the pros out there that have to deal with a certain plague called fangirls. Itachi shuddered before picking up the microphone. They are climbing in your windows. Snatchin' yo clansmen up. So you gotta hide yo sons, hide yo men. Hide yo sons and hide yo men. Hide yo sons and hide yo men. And hide yo girlfriends too, 'cause they raping up everybody out here. Flashback end. That was your brother. No wonder we could never sneak into your house through your windows, Sakura said thoughtfully before jumping at Naruto's sudden movement as he yelled at a square rock. Damn it, Kono. You're supposed to be my legacy, how you can disappoint me with that sad excuse of a disguise. Sorry boss, but it's not like we all have max ninja skills. My hiding is only LVL 2 out of 10. Anyway, I was wondering if you wanted to play a mini-game with us, Konohamaru said sheepishly while gesturing at his 2 companions. He suddenly looked at the rest of Team 7 with a mischievous grin. Hey, are these 2 your women? Not bad boss, not bad, Kono continued while bumping fists with his idol. Nah, just the black-haired one, even if she is still trying to deny it, he said while scratching the back of his head while Sasuke just chened and turned away. She needs to be more honest with herself, boss? Yup. Okay, but what about the pink-haired one, she a fangirl? Kono asked while shuddering. Nah, she's just my homie, that's all, Naruto said, while high-fiving Sakura, who returned to listening to the music. Yeah, she does seem a little on the manly side anyway, Kono said while Naruto face-bombed. Damn it, Kono, what's pro-self-preservation rule number 1? Don't insult girls who could kick your ass. Oh. Kono replied with wide eyes before hauling ass around the corner with Sakura right behind him before he ran into somebody as Sasuke, Naruto, Udon, and Moegi arrived to the scene. Damn it, Naruto, didn't you use the no-trap cheat? Sasuke asked while staring at a makeup-wearing thing in pajamas. Naruto was looking at our favorite puppet master with a solemn expression. That's no trap, that's a cross-dressing pervert. He told her as what he assumed what was Temari began to snicker. I'm no pervert, this is war paint, damn it. Kankuro yelled hysterically while letting the boy go while reaching for the bundle on his back. Oh, good for you, noob, not only do you attack the Hokage's grandson, but now you're going to start a fight in the middle of another village that could get your fine-ass teammate hurt in the crossfire once the ANBU come down on your ass. Naruto said sarcastically, taking note of Temari's blush as he finished his rant. Who do you think you are? Kankuro yelled at the blonde-haired boy in front of him. Miham. I think I'm the son of the Yondaime, Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Kitsune, and I am player 1. So shut the fuck up, noob. Naruto yelled while Kankuro and Temari grew pale at the fact he held the Kyuubi. Damn straight they better recognize. Akane snickered inside of the seal. Now, Naruto began as he looked at a tree. Yo, Mr. 1, get down here so I can fix your seal, I can't have you getting in my way. Naruto told Gaara, who teleported in front of his team with his eyes slightly wider than normal. What do you plan to do with my seal? Gaara drawled while Sakura looked at him with wide eyes. Oh my god. He's emo. And I bet he has a tragic backstory, he will be mine. Sakura thought while giggling, causing Gaara to get a chill up his spine and everyone to look at her funny while Sasuke face-bombed. So she goes from me to a psychopath? Sasuke thought while pointedly ignoring the voice in her head that said she was close to going berserk too if it wasn't for her surprise sex change. What makes you think I'll let you near my seal? Gaara said while looking at Naruto, who was giving him an amused look. Nothing, I just did it while you looked at Sakura. Remembering something he read from Gaara's bio in the guide, he added, have fun sleeping tonight. Noob. Come on, let's go meet Kakashi at the training grounds so we can get our waivers for the exams. Sasuke told her team while walking away while Sakura gave one last wink at Gaara, who looked at Team 7 with wide eyes and actually allowed himself to gape a little bit as he noticed he couldn't hear the demon's voice anymore, and Naruto looked at him before remembering something. Hey, you should go to Ikaraka's when you're hungry, but don't hit on the waitress there, I'd hate to have to hurt you, Naruto said while running off with his team, leaving behind a shell-shocked Suna team. Temari could only utter one thing before collapsing to her knees with a blush. Pro. Silver trophy unlocked. Breaking through the sand. Kazekage Gaara unlocked. Can only be used after Shippuden. Gaara's secret jutsu unlocked. Shield of Sand version. Karura, his mother. At the first exam room. Our heroes now find themselves standing in room 302 while the rest of the rookies walked up to greet them. Hey, looks like all the rookies are here. Kiba yelled while Hinata rolled her eyes. Speak for yourself and Team 10. But I for one am not a noob. Hinata told her teammate while Shino nodded his head. Oh hey Hinata, no hard feelings, Abudesh. Naruto was cut off by a juken blow to the stomach. He groaned in pain on the ground before noticing Hinata was offering to help him up. He smirked and grabbed her hand. No, there are no hard feelings, but that was for basically calling me a noob. Not cool. Hinata said while helping her former crush off of the ground while Sasuke smirked. I knew one day your past would come back to bite you in the ass. Sasuke told her teammate while the other rookies looked at her in confusion. Hey, who are you? Where is my Sasuke-kun? Ino yelled at the raven-haired beauty in front of her while the other males started undressing her with their eyes, until Naruto glared at them. I am SAS-Sasuke was about to tell the blonde-haired noob in front of her that she was the former Uchiha heartthrob before she was cut off by her blonde teammate. Oh, how she hated blondes sometimes. Why couldn't Itachi get rid of them instead? Sasuke Uzumaki Namikaze, Naruto told their fellow Konoha shinobi, while everyone else gaped at her putting two and two together. Okay, she really hated blondes. Yup, she's my second wife. He continued while everybody else gaped some more. Sasuke swore she would get revenge for this one day, but she caught on to what he was trying to do. Yes, I'm Sasuke Uzumaki Namikaze. She cringed at the name. Meanwhile in hell. Ayo, why is it so fucking cold all of a sudden? Back in room 302. I'm Sasuke's replacement after he went missing. Nin trying to obtain power, she stated while the ninja from her class gasped. Suddenly a random Kusakunoichi started yelling curses while stomping out of the room, making Team 7 sigh in relief, which went unnoticed by everyone but Shikamaru. Of course. No, not my Sasuke, you liar. Ino yelled while trying to wipe away tears. You guys should keep it down, a gray-haired ninja said while walking up to them. Cue scene of explaining ninja info cards. Give me data on Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, she stated while all of the IWNins started to glare at Naruto who, in turn, glared at Sasuke. Sasuke just shrugged off the glare. They're cannon fodder, it's not like you ever see them again, Sasuke told him as he relaxed his glare. Let's see Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, it says. He is the son of Yondaime Hokage Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto, like his mother, also became a Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Kitsune. Naruto has completed 47 D-rank missions, 1 solo B-rank, and an A-rank. He has an A-rank listing in the bingo book, going by the name Player 1. Kabuto Finshed before getting punched through the window by an irate Sakura and getting struck down by a Chidori spear by Sasuke. Dude, you noob, you are such a fucking spy, it's not even funny, Naruto said while shaking his head while everyone else stared at his pink-haired homie and pseudo-wife in disbelief. Kabuto defeat. Platinum trophy unlocked. Preventing a zombie invasion. Plus 30 million Ryu. Plus ninja info cards. Plus 1 life. Can be obtained by defeating a hard boss. Well, guess Konoha ninjas aren't tree huggers like we thought, seeing how easily they killed an ally. One incredibly pale Karen said to her teammate that nodded shakily. All right, maggots, listen up, Ibiki yelled, signaling the start of the written exam. Having just entered the room with the Chunin, he saw nothing of what just happened. Couple hours later. All right, the proctor for the second exams is here. The beautiful and sexy Anko Mitarashi, our favorite Chunin exam proctor, yelled before crashing through the window and looking around. But before she could comment on how many teams were left, a voice interrupted her. Damn girl, where did you get all of that? Everyone turned to see a grinning Naruto looking her up and down. But before she could neuter the little brat in front of her, another voice shook her out of her thoughts. You're early again, Anko. Ibiki sighed while she scratched her head sheepishly. Okay, you brats, meet me at Training Ground 44 for the second stage of the Chunin exams, she yelled while hopping out of the window. Team 7 shrugged and the 2 female members grabbed onto Naruto, who transformed into his golden fox cloak and flashed out of the room, leaving a group of gaping shinobis behind them. 45 minutes later. And soon you'll figure out why it is called the Forest of Death. Anko finished her speech while handing out the waivers while Naruto rolled his eyes. Right, this noob excuse of a mini dungeon couldn't kill shit, Naruto complained while he finished signing his name. Suddenly he found himself with a gash on the right side of his face with a very sexy kunoichi licking up the blood, much to Sasuke's annoyance. Brats like you are going to be the first ones to die, she said while Naruto smirked at his chance to get more content. You better savor every moment of this, cause you're going to be begging me to go to your house for some coffee after I enter the forest, he told her seriously before grabbing his team scroll and throwing it to Karen, who looked shocked. There, take that, you'll need it more than we will, and make sure you head directly to the tower. he told her while turning his back toward her and started walking towards his annoyed team. His chakra, it's so warm and huge, Karen thought as she became weak in the knees as she watched him walk away. Any reason why you did that, Naruto-kun? Sasuke hissed at Naruto, who smirked and unsealed his key item scroll and pulled out a pair of heaven and earth scrolls. Because Sasuke-chan, Sasuke resisted the urge to Chidori him right then and there. We didn't need another pair, he told her while walking into the forest and transforming to take him and his party to the tower. With Anko. Anko was sitting down watching the teams leave when she noticed a note in her pocket. Curious, Anko began to read it, and what she read caused tears to begin to pour down her face. Chapter 8. Chunin Exam Point 2. Prelims Hinata's Ascension. Flashback 10 minutes ago. Poof. How the hell are you here already? Irika yelled while trying to release a genjutsu. It didn't work. Meh, after spending 8 hours fighting 8-foot-tall spiders here, you tend to learn where the only means of shelter is in the forest of death. Sakura told the gapping Chunin while fighting back a shiver. Also, we're just that awesome. Naruto finished while fist-bumping Sasuke, who had the trademark Uchiha smirk on her face, which was damn hot on a female Uchiha. Fastest team record. Broken. Hiraishin. Kunai version. Unlocked. Flashback end. We now find our heroes sitting in the tower completely bored out of their minds while waiting for the 5 days to end. Son of a bitch! Naruto yelled at nobody in particular while Sasuke just shook her head. I can't believe that we have to wait another 4 days, 23 hours and 40 minutes before we can do anything worth mentioning again. I told you that doing this would be a bad idea. Now we have to wait for the rest of the teams to get here, Sasuke told her teammate while sitting against the wall. Yeah, I know, but I just wish there was a way to pass the time, Naruto said sadly before coming to conclusion. Fuck it, I'm going trawlin', Naruto said while getting up. I'm gonna go PWN some noobs. He continued, turning around and beginning to walk toward the exit B for being jumped on by Sakura. No. You can't, we promised we wouldn't be those type of pros, she yelled at her party leader while dragging him back toward the wall that they had occupied. But it's so damn boring, he yelled desperately while Sasuke looked at him in amusement. Well, that's fine and all, but what are you gonna do? It's not like someone is just going to pop up and answer your prayers, she said while rejoicing that in some way karma was coming back to get the blonde for what he did to her. Is what she thought until... Poof. My, you're already here. I knew you were special, one very familiar purple-haired exam proctor said while sauntering her way over to Naruto, who could barely resist the shit-eating grin that was no doubt about to show itself upon his face. Well, you know that's just how I roll, Naruto said while smirking as she hooked her arm around his while Sasuke was gritting her teeth. How about you show me which flavor coffee you enjoy at my house? She asked Naruto. When he nodded, they both disappeared in a swirl of leaves, leaving behind an exasperated Sakura and a Sasuke. Crack. Who just put her fist through a wall. Son of a bitch. Nobody is that fucking lucky, Sasuke shouted to nobody in particular as Sakura just shook her head. Are you sure that's the only reason you are upset? Sakura asked slyly to a confused as hell Sasuke. What do you mean? Sasuke asked, genuinely confused. I mean, are you sure you aren't jealous? Sakura asked with a teasing smile on her face. Sasuke just scoffed and was about to perform the brood no jutsu when Sakura asked her something else. Asterisk sigh asterisk, why don't you quit lying to yourself so that you can make things easier? Sakura asked her friend, who looked at her scandalized. Damn it, Sakura, I like women dash. And Naruto, she said as she shook her head at her friend's denial. But I'm a bow dash. You were a boy, but pretty soon that alternate form will be you default form and the hormones fucking with your brain will make you think and feel like a woman, Sakura told Sasuke, who was now pale as a sheet. So what do I do now? Sasuke yelled hysterically at her teammate who smiled warmly at her. You let me explain the mechanics of the female body because you haven't had to deal with the biology of that form of yours yet, and it's about time it begins, she said with a smile that for some reason scared the hell out of Sasuke, and started to advance on her frightened teammate. Now let Sakura Nizan explain something to you. Sasuke's screams echoed throughout the entire forest, scaring noob teams away from the tower. 5 days later. We now see our favorite blonde entering the stadium. When he saw his team, he began limping his way toward them, and soon came face to face with an overly cheerful Sasuke and a wary Sakura who looked at him with, "Was that pity? What's up, Goo Dash?" He was then tackled to the ground by a hysterical Sakura, who was trying to get him as far as possible from their other teammate. "Whatever you do, don't get near Sasuke right now," she whispered frantically while looking over her shoulder at Sasuke, who was giving them both a warm smile. "But why? She is our teammate Sakura and she's player too, I can't just ignore her." Naruto tried to explain, but Sakura shook her head sadly. "No, you don't get it. A day after you left, her transformation finalized and the biology of her new body started to take effect," Sakura said, hoping that he would get the hint. Suddenly, inside of the seal, Akane's eyes grew wide as she shouted at her container. "Sakura's right, stay away. I want to live, damn it," she yelled at Naruto, who grew even more confused. "If you die, I die, remember?" When he nodded, she continued, "So if you love me, do not get near her," she almost begged at Naruto, who scoffed at her. "I can't believe you guys asking me to ignore my teammate. I'm going to talk to her to find out what's going on, and that's that," Naruto yelled while walking towards Sasuke as Sakura shook her head at his stupidity, while Akane was reverting back to her old habits and trying to take control of Naruto to get him the fuck away. That poor bastard. "What's up, Sasudash?" Naruto was then forced to dodge a fireball that came from Sasuke, who had the most evil expression you could imagine being on somebody's face. Naruto started to feel like he was in front of player one for once. "You idiot, can't you tell she is getting her monthly visit?" Akane asked as Naruto's eyes suddenly got wide in understanding as Sasuke lunged at him with a feral grin. 45 minutes later. Platinum trophy unlocked. Surviving certain death. Player must live through 3 or more fatal wounds. Party's defense increased. We now find our favorite blonde crying in a corner while the rest of the genin looked at him in confusion while the adult men in the room shook their heads sadly. Except Kakashi, who was laughing his ass off. The troll. Everyone looked at the computer screen once they heard the beeping stop signaling the first match. Sasuke Uchiha versus Yoroi Akado. Everyone besides the Hokage and Team 7 looked in confusion as Sasuke jumped into the arena before turning to the Hokage. "The name is Sasuke Uzumaki Namikaze now," she said while everyone excluding Team 7 jaw-dropped. Naruto whimpered some more. Noticing the confused look from the Hokage, she told him that since this is Naruto's fault, he has to take responsibility. The Hokage nodded his head while giving his pseudo-grandson and the ninja about to fight Sasuke a pitying look. Sasuke Uzumaki Namikaze versus Yoroi Akado. Sasuke nodded to herself before turning to Akado, who began to smirk at her, while shaking his head and began speaking in a smug voice. "Maybe after this I can show you how a real man feels and be dash." He was cut off by an electrical hand bursting through his chest and out his back. He was too caught up with his ranting, he didn't hear the proctor signal the beginning of the match. **winner Sasuke Yuzu whatever. Hayate stated while the medics dragged the body away. "I forfeit," Karen yelled while everyone gave her curious glances. She blushed and stated that not only was she just a medic, but she didn't even know where the rest of her team was. They could have gotten eaten by a bear for all she knew since they left her not wanting to trust the scroll they were given by Naruto. Anyone cough else? The sick proctor asked. When nobody raised their hands, he continued with the next match. Everyone was watching the computer except a furious Soundjounen. "Son of a bitch, I missed my chance to give the Uchiha the curse seal," Orochimaru thought angrily. "But how? Did they expect me? Now that I think about it, Kabuto is gone too." Shit, I'll have to call off the invasion. Orochimaru then glared at his former teacher. I'll get you next time, old man, he thought before leaving the arena, claiming he had felt sick. Gold trophy unlocked. Preventing the invasion. Team 7 respect plus 20,000. Now all members of Team 7 will be on good terms with the villagers, allowing ninja goods to be sold at a cheaper price. BGM unlocked. Sadness and sorrow. Players can now listen to different background music. Hidden character unlocked. Sarutobi Hiruzen. As Naruto stood up, he couldn't help but smirk at the fact that he saved his pseudo-grandfather. He would have to be sure that he celebrated with his team at an all-you-can-eat ramen extravaganza at Ikaraku's. After, of course, Sasuke calms down. Zaku Abum vs Shino Aburame. Skip fight. Winner Shino, Hayate said while the Konoha Genin cheered. Misumi Tsurugi vs Kankuro. Skip fight. Winner Kankuro. Sakura Haruno vs Ino Yamanaka. This should be interesting, Asuma said while glancing at Kakashi. Those two have been rival ever since the academy. Who do you think will win? Kakashi just burst out laughing along with Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura as she was walking down the stairs, causing Asuma and Ino to glare at them. Ino then turned to face her rival as they looked at each other and put on a cocky smirk. Begin, Hayate yelled. I hope you're ready for this, forehead, because I'm not going easy on you. Ino told her rival with a smug voice as Sakura started to put on her gloves before lunging at the blonde at a surprising speed. Cherry blossom impact, Sakura yelled while taking a punch at her former friend. Boom. Holy shit, she actually did it, Kakashi yelled frantically while looking through the dust, hoping to find the blonde genin alive. Damn it, Sakura, don't kill our allies, Naruto yelled while Sasuke was frantically searching everywhere for Ino as the rest of the ninjas looked on in horror. Don't worry, I didn't kill the noob, Sakura said as everyone gave a sigh in relief that the medics found her. Holy shit. Winner Sakura, Hayate yelled while trying to keep his composure. Sakura smirked while walking up the stairs back to her team. What have you been teaching your students, Kakashi? Kurenai asked in fear as Kakashi looked at Naruto, who gave him a nod, allowing him to gain some street cred. Well, you know, I'm just that pro of a teacher. He smiled at her while opening up his book. Tenten vs Temari. Skip to end. Before Tenten could hit the ground, she was caught by our favorite blonde, who gave a smirk to Temari. Now, no need to cripple the poor girl after you've won. He chided at Temari before looking down at the blushing Kunoichi in his arms. Hey, how would you like to be my 8th wife? He asked her, making her blush increase tenfold. Who the fuck are your 6th and 7th? Damn it! Sasuke yelled at Naruto, who turned and gave her a confused look. Anko and Temari, of course, he replied, causing Kurenai and Temari to face-fault and causing Hiruzen to drop his pipe. What the hell? When did that happen? I didn't agree to this, Temari yelled at her apparent fiancé, who looked at her with an amused expression. We both know you will, though, he said, causing Sasuke to face-fault and making Temari gape at the fact that in some way that it would happen. Even if they invaded Konoha. Shikamaru Nara vs Kintsuchi. Skip fight. Damn. Naruto started before getting an idea. Sasuke, train her to be pro so that she can be number 9. Unfortunately for our favorite blonde, he forgot that today Sasuke had very dangerous mood swings, and so it comes to nobody's surprise that he got a chakra-enforced kick to the balls by his self-proclaimed second wife. Damn it, Naruto, you can't fuck everything that moves. Show some restraint, Sasuke yelled at Naruto, who was about to say that they didn't even have sex yet, but he decided against it and nodded his head. Oh great, he's learning. How's that for character development? Hiba Inuzuka vs Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Oh great, we lucked out, Akamaru? Kiba said to his puppy before Team 7 broke, put laughing causing him and his sensei to get angry. And just what's so funny? Kurenai asked while glaring at the copy Nin, who was looking at her in amazement. Did you really not see my last two students fight? Kakashi asked incredulously as she turned away from him in annoyance. Ready to get beat dope? Kiba sneered at Naruto, who gave him the most deadpan stare anyone has ever given anybody. Dude, I'm going to kick your ass so bad not even my English dub counterpart would be able to believe it, Naruto said while Sakura looked at him in astonishment. Dude, that was cold. That had to be the worst insult she ever heard from her blonde teammate. If you two are ready, begin, Hayate yelled. Let's go. Kiba suddenly looked around to find himself eating an all too familiar dinner with his mother and sister. What happened? Kiba asked in a panicked voice. Back in the arena. What just happened? Hayate yelled while looking at the unconscious body of Kiba while Naruto looked bored out of his mind. I just knocked him into last week, he'll be back tomorrow, Naruto said while walking up to the balcony. Bronze trophy unlocked. Top dog. Character unlocked. Kiba Inuzuka. Don't say a word, Kakashi. Kurenai almost growled at Kakashi, who just looked away innocently. WWW winner. Naruto, Hayate yelled. Hinata Hyuga versus Neji Hyuga. Begin. On the balcony. It's over, Naruto said while looking at Hinata with pride. What do you mean? Don't just doubt my student because you think your Kurenai was cut off by Naruto, who looked at her like she was crazy. No, I meant it was over for Neji. You're not a seal master, so you didn't see what I saw, Naruto told her, while turning his head back to the match. Whatever do you mean, Naruto-kun? Lee asked the blonde in confusion, and Tenten and Guy looked just as confused. Rock Lee right? Naruto asked as the spandex hero nodded his head. Just shut up and watch. In the arena. Give up, Hinata-sama, Neji said with venom. Fate has already decided that I would, Neji yelled in agony as the pain in his forehead erupted with a fierceness that he's never experienced before. Pathetic, Hinata said coldly while holding her hands in the ram sign. You coward, you used the caged bird seal on me? Neji hissed as Hinata chuckled darkly before tossing him a mirror. What's this for? He hissed at her, to which she just pointed to her forehead. Getting the hint, Neji took off his headband in order to look at his seal, and what he saw surprised him. Instead of a green seal with an X in the middle, there was a blue one with an O in the middle. It was then that he noticed Hinata had a matching purple seal on her right hand. I got rid of your seal and added my own. You always kept bitching about your fate, so I decided to do you a favor. Hinata said with a cold smile. You're no longer fate's bitch, you're my bitch now. She began to chuckle at his surprised face. You see, the only one that can use and remove that seal is me. When did you do this? Neji yelled frantically as he saw fate being basically destroyed right in front of him. Hinata then turned to him with wide eyes and answered him innocently. When you were sleeping, of course. She giggled. Now go to sleep, noob. Tomorrow I'm gonna work you like a dog until you get all of that fate shit out of your head, and then maybe you'll remove your seal. But I don't know, you and the main branch have been being a bunch of noobs to me. She finished while putting her hands into a ram seal and made Neji pass out from the pain. Hokage-sama, do I have to let this demon pass? Hayate asked while his newfound fear of the girl was preventing him from even coughing in her presence. The Hokage looked at him before sadly nodding. Damn it, winner Hinata Hyuga, Hayate said while stepping back from the girl. On the balcony. Oh my god, Kurenai whispered as she saw her pseudo-daughter walk up the stairs with a cheerful smile while everyone looked at her in fear. Except Naruto. Every turn to where they heard sobbing and found Naruto crying hard and using Sasuke as support to stand up. Are you okay? Sasuke asked him, her mood swings away for now, while looking at her teammate in concern. It's just Sue. Beautiful, *sniff*, the ascension of noob to pro. Asterisk sob asterisk it always gets me. He responded before she punched him in the kidney and threw him off of her. Rock Lee versus Gaara. Skip to Rock Lee opening gates. This green one. He's strong. I'm not sure if I can beat him without giving myself to my demon, Gaara thought sadly, as he realized he might have to break his promise to someone important to him. His first friend. Flashback, third day of waiting for prelims to start. Hey Gaara, how are you feeling? Sakura asked him as he turned to look at her in surprise. I feel better but weaker at the same time. If I am ever in a life or death situation, I might have to give myself to the demon so I won't lose. Nonsense. Like my friend Haku always says, if you have someone precious to you, only then can you become truly strong, she told him while giving him a smile while he scoffed. I have nobody precious to me, he told her coldly. No friends and my family is scared of me, he continued while feeling his anger rise. Why couldn't she get it? I'm your friend, and I'm sure your family still loves you. Don't you get it, you noob? It's you who's pushing everyone away. The demon is sealed now, so you can't blame anyone else but yourself. Sakura yelled at Gaara before walking up and smacking him. His eyes grew wide at the unfamiliar feeling. I see, he said softly while Sakura was giving him a look of pure disbelief. Holy shit, the therapy jutsu works? I thought for sure I was gonna have to fight him after I smacked him. Looks like Naruto was right. Again, Sakura thought incredulously. Hey, if you want I can get you a BGM. Sakura started as Gaara looked at her in confusion. Well, if you ask me, while precious people are indeed nice, having your own beat to fight to can give you the motivation that you need. She cheered while pulling out Ninpod. Here, use this and play track 4 if you're ever in danger. You're not alone anymore, so promise me you won't let Shikaka win. And then Gaara looked at her with something in his eyes not unlike the will of the fire and nodded. I promise. Flashback end. That's it. Suddenly Gaara stood up and pulled out a pink rectangular object and plugged headphones into his ears while everybody looked at him in confusion. On balcony. Hey! Naruto started while looking at Sakura. Isn't that your? Sasuke continued while copying Naruto. Sakura just nodded in pride while looking at Gaara with tears filling her eyes. Back in arena. Gaara found track 4 and pressed play while Lee charged at him. BGM. Insert Eddie Wrath. Gaara the Sand Assassin. What followed was an ass-kicking so immense that it was beyond the writer's ability to convey the epicness through his vocabulary alone. 3 minutes later. Hayate dug himself from underneath the sand and announced the winner. Winner cough Sabaku no Gaara, he stated while coughing up more sand. Everyone in the arena was just looking at the sand shinobi in astonishment as he got up and walked towards the balcony where he was glomped by a happy Sakura, much to the surprise of his siblings. Chuji Akimichi versus Dosu Kinyuta. Skip fight. Winner Dosu, Hayate declared. Skip 25 minutes. Round 1. Hinata Hyuga versus Shino Aburame. Round 2. Sabaku no Gaara versus Sakura Haruno. Round 3. Shikamaru Nara versus Sabaku no Temari. Round 4. Sabaku no Kankuro versus Dosu Kinyuta. Round 5. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze versus Sasuke Uzumaki Namikaze. You're fucked, Akane told her host matter-of-factly. Naruto almost face-faulted. Oh, and why is that? Naruto asked his tenant with benefits, who shrugged. Knowing your luck with hormonal women and the fact that the finals is a month away. I just thought it was the logical conclusion, Akane told Naruto, who went pale. Oh fu. Chapter 9. Unlimited Sand Release. 2 figures lay unmoving on the ground, being covered with rain. There was complete and utter silence besides the sobs of the spectators. Finally, one of the figures spoke with a feminine voice that was obviously holding back tears. Why? The other figure winced before steeling his resolve to answer the question. Because I. Flashback day after preliminaries. We find our hero sitting on top of the fourth Hokage's head while watching the sunset. He turned around when he saw his party member walk up behind him with her bangs covering her eyes. Curiously, he looked at her before asking her what was the matter. I figured it out, she chuckled darkly. How to get back to my male form, she continued as she saw his eyes grow wide. How? He was cut off as she answered him. I have to end the game. She smirked as she walked closer to him as his eyes grew wide. How do you plan to do that? He asked in fear as her smile grew more vicious. Just by getting a game over, that's all, she told him innocently. This is madness, Naruto yelled at her. Madness, no. This is plot convenience, she yelled before kicking him off the monument far enough where he'd be unable to cling to the surface of the mountain. At the bottom of the mountain, a broken Naruto groaned in pain. Player 2 has left the party. Shit just got real, Akane commented to Naruto. With Sasuke. That wouldn't be enough to kill him. I need to get more power, she murmured to herself before summoning a hawk and jumping on it. Orochimaru, here I come. 1 week later. We find our blonde hero training rigorously at Training Ground 7 while Sakura looked at him in concern. Damn it, Naruto roared as he broke the training post. Why did she leave? I thought you helped her come to terms with her predicament, Naruto asked his pink-haired teammate who looked at him in pity. I did, and I highly doubt her gender is the real reason she tried to kill you. Then why he was cut off? Think about it. It has to be something so embarrassing that her pride forced her to blame it on something else. She tried giving him a hint. You know something, don't you? It was more of a statement rather than a question. Sakura just began to giggle at his denseness. That would be telling, she said in a teasing voice before leaving the training ground and a confused as fuck Naruto. The next day, Naruto was now looking at the toad Sannin in complete amusement. Damn it, brat. How the hell are you this strong? Naruto just laughed at him while he picked himself up off the forest floor. Simple noob Sannin, Jiraiya twitched. I'm just that fucking awesome, Naruto answered him in complete seriousness. But you already know everything I could have taught you. What the hell you need my help for? Jiraiya asked his godson. Simple, because you are a somewhat decent seal master. Not as good as me, of course, Jiraiya twitched again. I was going to ask for your help in making a seal that would be able to copy something I saw in a video game once, Naruto explained to him. Kid life is not a game. And what exactly are trying to accomplish? Jiraiya asked, not completely understanding the amused grin on his godson's face. Tell me, have you ever played Call of Nindo? Naruto asked innocently as Jiraiya got a grim look on his face. Yeah, but the noobs online cheat too damn much. What does that game have to do with this? Simple noob Sannin, we are going to make a perk, he told his godfather, whose eyes grew wide at the prospect. That would mean we would have to make a seal that would basically tell reality to go fuck itself. He yelled at his student, who looked unimpressed. True, but the fourth did it and you're his teacher. Also, I am his son and an Uzumaki to top it all off. We were destined to do this, Naruto yelled at his hysterical teacher. Why are you trying so hard? Jiraiya couldn't help but ask. Simple. I have to save my homie. She's going down a dark path and she's alone and confused, Naruto stated with determination as Jiraiya gained a smirk and pulled out a notepad. Sure, you're homie, right? Jiraiya said sarcastically as Naruto looked at him with a bewildered expression. Sure, we joke around a lot, but I know better than to actually try to go out with her. There is no way that she would like a dude and dash. He was caught off as he began to remember what Sakura told him while Akane snickered. Finally got it, huh? Akane couldn't help but ask Naruto, who went rigid. Why didn't anyone tell me, damn it? I'm a male, not a fucking mind reader, Naruto thought frantically as Akane shook her head at his stupidity. Naruto, you're preaching to the choir about the mind-reading thing. Oh my god! Naruto couldn't help but whisper. Meanwhile in Odo. So Sasuke, you've decided to come to me for power? Orochimaru asked as she began to smirk. Finally the Sharingan is mine. Something like that. Sasuke began as she powered up a Chidori. But I really just wanted a sword. Orochimaru went pale as she ran at him. Fast forward day of finals. End of Hinata's match. Hinata, how could you do that to a teammate? Kurenai asked her harshly as Hinata looked at her with a confused expression. Nobody said I couldn't use bug spray as a ninja weapon. Hinata stated while turning her head toward the Aburame clan who were glaring at her. She then gave a predatory grin as she looked at them and gave the bottle a test spray, causing them to look away immediately. In the Hyuga section. Daddy, Big Sis scares me now. A young Hanabi told her father, who looked at her with a solemn expression. I know she scares me too. He started before he broke down in tears while Niji comforted him. Don't worry, Hinata-sama is merciful. She freed the branch family and main house from fate. So take your headband off and wear her mark with pride. Niji yelled encouragingly to his uncle, who cried harder. Back in the arena. Sakura Haruno versus Sabaku no Gaara begin. I hope you're ready, Gaara. I am not going to go easy on you just because you're hot. Sakura yelled at Gaara, who looked at her in amusement. Alright, let's go then. Just because you gave me my life back does not mean I'll go easy on you. Gaara yelled at Sakura as the real Kazekage's eyes grew wide. 10 minutes later. Gaara now stood panting on a hill of sand, looking around at the sand-covered arena. His body was stabbed everywhere with kunai and he was losing blood fast. He looked up at his opponent, who was standing on the arena wall on the opposite side of the stadium. What was that? He couldn't help but ask as Sakura looked down at him, amused expression on her face. That was what Team 7 would call a special, she said to him before jumping down and walking toward the barely conscious Gaara. Before she could get too close, however, his body erupted in a blue light, causing her to step back. What is this, a special? No. This is… he can't be, Sakura thought in fear. He's awakening. Insert fate/stay night ost. Amiya? What the F, Yusuke? Is his awakening so powerful that it unlocks BGMs from other universes? She thought in wide-eyed horror. In the competitor box. Fuck, I recognize this song. But how is Gaara's awakening this strong? It's HAX. Naruto thought frantically before yelling at his teammate. Damn it, Sakura, get the fuck out of there. He can't control it. On the field. Hearing her teammates yell, Sakura tried to move, but she was paralyzed by something she hasn't felt since before she joined Team 7. Fear. Gaara then began to raise his hands and chant. I am the bone of my gourd. Earth is my body and wind is my blood. I have created over 1 trillion grains. Aware of loss but unaware of gain. So as I finish, unlimited sand release. Sand imperial funeral. What followed could only be described as pure epicness. The shockwaves from the attack made people in the stands fall out of their seats as the Kazekage looked at his son's power in amazement, because he knew that wasn't the demon. That was all him. Suddenly Gaara started searching around in fear that he killed his best friend. He fell to his knees after he realized that he couldn't find her. Damn it! When Shukaku doesn't kill someone, I do, he thought as tears began to fall from his eyes. Holy shit! A familiar voice called, causing his heart to skip a beat. Damn, I thought I was fucked. Good job, Gaara. He turned to see Sakura standing with one of her arms missing. The sight made his heart break. Well, fuck. I'll have to have Naruto fix this when I get back to the stands. If Naruto didn't unlock that defense bonus after Sasuke beat his ass, I probably would have died, she thought with a sweat drop. What's wrong with Gaara? Oh. I'm sorry. he said while looking at the ground before getting punched into the other side of the wall by Sakura, who looked at him amused. About what? Even with one arm I still kick ass. Besides, it's just a flesh wound, she stated while he looked at her in shock before he began to chuckle and pull himself out of the wall. Proctor, I forfeit, I can't be Kazekage if I'm dead, he told Genma while smiling a real smile for what seemed the first time in a long time. His siblings and father looked at him in shock as he started to limp back to the competitor's box with a smiling Sakura behind him. While this was going on, Temari looked at her brother with tears-filled eyes. Team 7, huh? Thank you. Chapter 10. Clash. Sasuke vs. Naruto. In competitor's box. We now find Naruto looking over a tired Sakura's arm while the rest of the contestants looked at her in concern. Snap. Heal all injuries. Check. Snap. Thanks, Naruto, Sakura said while Naruto just nodded and began to look at the cloudy sky with a grimace on his face. Don't worry. You will save her before it's too late, she tried to reassure her friend while he continued to look out at the sky. Don't you remember back when Naruto first came and she jumped at Sasuke? At her nod, he continued. That means that not even a pro like her could stop Sasuke before it was too late. I'm not sure if I can win. Smack. Everybody looked at Naruto in concern as he was just backhanded into a wall by his pissed-off teammate. Why? He began before getting cut off as Sakura began to yell at him. Damn it, Naruto. You can't give up because you think that you will fail and that all evidence points to that fact, Sakura yelled while trembling. If there was anything good about you back in the academy, it was that you didn't think at all, you just did it, and eventually you'd succeed. Naruto was looking at her with wide eyes. But what if I fail? Naruto asked her while standing up. You won't. Now stop acting like a noob and get ready to begin planning how to win against her, Sakura told him with a smile as Naruto nodded and determination. Don't worry, Sakura, I will win. Also, one more thing, Naruto started as she looked at him confused. What? Call me a noob again and I'm beating your ass, he told her in complete seriousness. Hidden trophy unlocked. Rekindling the fire. Player 1 must remember what it means to be a pro. Hidden skill. Unlocked. Helping hand. Assist characters can now help without being summoned. BGM. Unlocked. Naruto main theme. In the arena. Shikamaru Nara vs. Sabaku no Temari. Skip fight. Seriously, kid, you have the longest match in the tournament. And you quit? Genma asked Shikamaru in annoyance. It was too troublesome. But you just wasted 2 hours of our lives. That's like the most asshole thing I can think of. Genma yelled at the Nara before screaming and lunging at the kid who fell asleep when he was ranting. You son of a bye. Genma had to be held back by Umbu as he was struggling to throttle the brat in front of him while everyone else in the stadium sweat dropped. 20 minutes later. Sabaku no Kankuro vs. Dosu Kinyuta. In the competitor's box. What are you two doing? Kiba asked as Naruto and Sakura sat down and pulled out a deck of cards. They looked at each other before laughing. Do you even care about either person in this fight? Naruto asked him as he looked thoughtful before asking to be dealt in. Along with everyone else in hearing range. Skip fight. Winner. Does anybody even give a fuck? Genma asked while everybody shook their heads. I'll just give to the kid with a bigger fan base. Winner Kankuro, Genma yelled while Dosu looked outraged. But I dash. Nobody gives a fuck. The stadium yelled at the poor boy that turned around and left whimpering about dumbass villagers and little screen time. In competitor's box. Well, it's time I go down. I'll be facing the second hardest boss in the game now, Naruto told Sakura, who nodded and wished him luck before crying after he left the room. Gaara looked at his friend in concern. What's wrong? He asked gently. He's not coming back, Sakura told him as everybody around them grew pale. With the Jounin. You know, despite what I say, those kids really grow on you. This is really a damn shame, Kakashi said while closing his book. Whatever do you mean, my eternal rival? Guess who? What he means. Everyone turned to Jiraiya, who walked toward them. Is that today he loses a student forever? He continued with a solemn tone. Surely you're joking, Kurenai asked the Sannin skeptically. Nope. What Naruto did was unforgivable. It doesn't matter if it was an accident and ended up being for the greater good. To Sasuke, Naruto stole away her life. Jiraiya finished as he leaned against the rail to watch the upcoming bloodbath while all of the men in the room nodded sadly. Hey, if you lost your junk, you'd be pissed too. In the arena. Naruto walked into the arena as Sasuke appeared in a flame Shunshin and looked at him while activating her eternal Manjikyu Sharingan. Naruto, who stopped walking when she appeared, activated his golden fox cloak, amazing all those who saw it for the first time. Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze vs. Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto winced at the loss of his name. Begin. Crack. Everybody turned to the sight of a giant purple suit of armor surrounding a grinning Sasuke, who was holding her stomach as Naruto was caught in the hands of the giant. Susanoo should be strong enough to hold even you in that form. Nice punch though, but if you aimed at my face you probably would have ended this fight. Such a noob mistake, and I can guarantee you that that was the only chance you were going to get. Sasuke told Naruto, who glared at her before responding. These hands cannot hold me forever and you know it. Naruto yelled at her while slowly pushing the hands apart. They won't have to, she told him calmly while powering up a Chidori and lunging at him and piercing him through his torso. Nice move right there, you made me miss your heart, she told him while pushing her hand through his back. But I came prepared. Look around, you didn't think it started to storm for no reason, did you? Such a noob mistake. And to Naruto's growing horror, instead of the Chidori dying down, the lightning continued to shoot out of his back and into the stormy sky. You're serious about this, aren't you? He asked her while grunting in pain before calming himself as she stepped back to get more cover from Susanoo while pulling her hand out. Dead serious? Now die with the thunderclap, Kirin, she said as the lightning beast fell from the sky, hitting both her and Naruto as the light blinded the audience. Sasuke social link. Broken. 0 out of 10. With the Genin. Holy shit. What the hell did Naruto do to piss her off that much? Kiba yelled while taking cover from the blast, while Sakura began sobbing at the thought of her team being destroyed after everything they've been through. Hey, come with us, you kids are gonna go next to your Jounin senseis for protection. You guys are too close to this fight, Jiraiya told the assembled Genin while disappearing in a swirl of leaves. In the arena. So you managed to enter Sage mode before being hit, smart move, Sasuke drawled while Susanoo disappeared. Naruto began to stand up as his wounds healed, and began to get on all fours and formed a giant Rasengan on his back. I can't use any of my stronger attacks without a chance of killing the audience. And by that look on her face, she knows this, or else she wouldn't be so damn confident while fighting me, Naruto thought before sending a chakra arm from his stomach and grabbing her with it. Rasengan vacuum, he yelled while dragging her towards the ball of chakra on his back as she began to smirk. Shit, Naruto yelled as he couldn't flash away before Sasuke pinned him to the ground with Kusanagi. When the hell did she get that? Amaterasu, Sasuke whispered before engulfing Naruto in the black flame. That will not be enough to kill him, but it should be enough to get rid of that damn cloak. Wait, he's been too quiet. Oh shit, Sasuke thought frantically before looking Naruto in his eyes. With the Jounin. Oh my god, Sakura whispered as she and the rest of the Genin landed next to the Jounin. She could only watch in horror as Naruto was baptized by the black flame. Sakura, I thought Naruto was the strongest out of you three. What happened? Kakashi asked Sakura, who looked down and grit her teeth in frustration. He is, but if any of his attacks miss, someone innocent will die. Naruto is fighting with a handicap and Sasuke knows it, she told her sensei, who shook his head. She had his planned out. She must really miss her junk, Kakashi said as he continued to watch the fight. Why isn't the Hokage stopping this? Kurenai whispered as she watched the fight in morbid fascination. My guess is that Naruto used a cheat to stop anyone from interfering with the fight. Sakura thought aloud as everyone looked at her in confusion. In Naruto's mind escape. Naruto, quick, you have to transform into my demon fox form. Akane yelled at Naruto, who nodded before he was suddenly kicked away from Akane by Sasuke. I won't let you. Sasuke yelled before turning toward Akane with a sad expression. So you're Akane, huh? Yeah. You really are beautiful, Sasuke said as Akane's eyes widened. I'm so sorry, Sasuke whispered before making Akane fall asleep with her eternal Manjikyu Sharingan. In arena, Naruto was slowly standing up after his golden fox cloak was burned away by the black flames as they disappeared with his chakra. Looks like I have no choice, I'll have to cheat. Naruto soon found that he couldn't move his right hand. Wa dash. Chidori Senbon, Sasuke told him with a smirk. Can't have you cheating your way out of this one. How long have you been planning this? Naruto asked in morbid fascination at how he was getting stopped at every move he made. Since you left me alone for days while I was stuck in a body that wasn't my own, experiencing my first period while you went off to have some damn coffee. Even though it doesn't matter, maybe you'd be glad to know that I'm on my second one right now, she told him with a sneer as his eyes grew wide. Holy shit, Akane was right, Naruto thought in pure disbelief at his bad luck with hormonal women. But dash. No more talk, dope, this ends now, Sasuke yelled while performing hand signs. Fire release. Grand Fireball Jutsu. Naruto could do nothing but close his eyes with a smile as he was hit directly by the giant fireball. In the stands. It's over, Sakura thought with a sad smile. Well, since this is game over, I might as well get this over with, since I won't remember any of this in a few minutes, Sakura thought sadly as she approached Gaara and gave him the biggest and first kiss he has ever gotten. Kakashi, seeing this, went over to the stands where the civilians were and pulled down his mask. I regret nothing, was his final thought before being swarmed by fangirls. Nobody paid attention to the smirking Jiraiya. It's just how you said it would be. Naruto, now stand up and show them what a pro truly is. Kagebox. Naruto, I'm sorry that I failed you. Hiruzen thought the cliché line with a tear rolling down his face. In arena. Perk. Activated. Last stand. Naruto HP. 1/9999 chakra. Infinite. See Chapter 1. Sasuke HP. 2500/3000 chakra. 200/70,000. Sasuke's eyes grew wide as she saw Naruto limp out of the fire with a smirk on his face. How are you still alive? She yelled at him in pure outrage. Because I have something worth fighting for, he told her with a smirk. Oh, and what pathetic reason would that be? You, he stated as she took a step back. Wadash, but she was cut off as he continued. Finally, she was cut off for once. And I do not plan to lose you. He finished before gathering as much chakra into his left hand as possible, which was more than Sasuke had in her entire body. Insert Naruto Ost. Naruto's main theme. I can't afford to miss this, but it'll be almost impossible to use this attack without my father or Jiraiya, Naruto thought, before a transparent image of Naruto stood beside him with her right hand over his left. Yo, looked like you need some help, Tebane, Naruto told him with a smirk, causing him and everyone else who was still paying attention to the fight to jaw drop. Hell yeah, but one thing, Naruto started while she looked at him curiously. What? We're totally gonna get sued and for that scene from Dragon Ball Z that we're ripping off right now, aren't we? Yup. Damn it. He complained as he formed a Rasengan and combined it with a Rasengan that Naruto created, thus forming a vortex of unstable chakra in his left hand. I can't help out that long without you officially summoning me, so don't miss, Naruto told her fellow blonde before disappearing. Let's end this, Sasuke, Naruto yelled while holding the Super Rasengan as Sasuke converted the rest of chakra into electricity and covered Kusanagi with it. Let's, Sasuke said with a determined expression. Sasuke. Naruto. In the stands. Sakura. Sakura yelled while everyone looked at her funny as she looked down embarrassed. I hate being left out. In arena. Boom. Flashback end. Ost. And. Two figures lay unmoving on the ground being covered with rain. There was complete and utter silence besides the sobs of the spectators. Finally, one of the figures spoke with a feminine voice that was obviously holding back tears. Why? The other figure winced before steeling his resolve to answer the question. Because I love you. Damn, it was hard for him to say that. In an alternate universe where everything was less epic. Achoo. Bless you, Hinata-sama. Thank you, Niji and I. Back in arena. But I'm a bow dash. Nope, you are 100% woman, my woman. And if you ever put that yaoi image in my head again, I'm kicking your ass. Naruto told Sasuke in complete seriousness as she chuckled. Sorry, she said looking sad. Meh, don't worry about it. Although I have a strange feeling Sakura is going to kick our asses. Naruto said as Sasuke held his hand as she finally figured out where she belonged in the world, and for what seemed like an eternity they watched the clouds. As the sun shined on them, she only had one thought. Everything is going to be all right. Chapter 11. Queen of the Sharingan. 2 weeks after the Chunin exams, we find Team 7 laying in a hotel room waiting for the upcoming boss battle that Sasuke has been waiting for years happen. Opponent. Itachi Uchiha. Stats. 50,000 HP, 80,000 chakra. Abilities. Fire Jutsu, Amaterasu, Tsukiyomi, Susanoo, Genjutsu Mastery. Opponent. Kisame. Stats. 60,000 HP, 50,000 chakra. Pre-transformation. Abilities Water Jutsu, Kenjutsu Mastery, Samahata Fusion. Advise. Survive until Jiraiya arrives. You know, this says a lot about our luck. I mean, our first Chunin mission and it's already S-Class. Not only are we retrieving the next Hokage, but we're fighting 2 S-Class ninjas. Sakura said while twitching at her team's lack of normal missions. Yeah, but look at it this way, this is going to be funny as fuck, Sasuke said with a smirk. Knock knock. Operation. Itachi Mindfuck Go. Naruto yelled while opening the door as Sakura lit up in a blazing blue flame. Kisame couldn't even swing his sword before he and Sakura disappeared, leaving a gapping Itachi all alone. What the hell? Itachi whispered in a disturbed voice before noticed the Sharingan eyes on the raven-haired female. What the hell, did I miss one? Itachi thought before the girl in front of him snarled and activated her eternal Manjikyu Sharingan, causing Itachi to actually take a step back. What the F, Yusuke? It's time I got revenge on you for taking the last Klondike bar after putting me in Tsukiyomi, Sasuke told her brother as his eyes widened in shock. Sasuke? What happened? Why are you in a female henge, and how the hell did you get those eyes? I'm pretty sure my Sharingan eyes are still in my head, Itachi stated while idly wondering if he was still knocked out after the Akatsuki's party last night. Let it be known that even though Itachi looked after his brother when he was a baby, he never changed Sasuke, so he never saw him naked. When Sasuke told Naruto this, he began to plan the biggest prank ever on his future brother-in-law. TSK Itachi, how could you not know that your foolish little brother was actually your foolish little sister? Haven't you ever seen her naked? I know I have. Naruto told Itachi with a smirk while sidestepping a slap from an irate Sasuke for his embarrassing lie. Itachi couldn't complete his sentence as his calm Uchiha facade finally broke and he stood trembling with wide eyes. That began to water? Why did you tell him that? Sasuke yelled at Naruto, who looked at her in amusement. "'Cause it was funny and you know you wished that it had actually happened," Naruto told Sasuke, who began to pout. Let it be known that Itachi was never one to let his emotions cloud his judgment, but seeing as everything that he thought was reality was being ripped down to shreds. Not only had his brother not run at him in a blind rage for killing their family, but had instead prepared to fight him over some damn ice cream. We also can't forget the fact that Sasuke wasn't his brother at all. That changed everything, but when he saw his sister actually fucking pout, something snapped in Itachi, something that could either be later confirmed as his sanity or a seal placed on him by his mother. Suddenly Itachi stopped trembling and then launched at Sasuke and doing something that would make Naruto and Sasuke question everything they thought was right in the world. "Kaira, you're so damn cute," came the feminine squeal of the older Uchiha as Naruto's eyes grew wide and Sasuke actually deactivated her Sharingan in shock. "Everything I knew is a lie." Strangely, that came from Akane, who decided to go back to sleep after witnessing the biggest mindfuck in history. 5 minutes later. Thump. That would be Kisame's body hitting the floor as Sakura looked at everyone in confusion. "Yo, you're finally back, huh? What took so long?" Naruto asked Sakura, who shrugged. "I actually came back around 3 times, but you guys looked like you were having a moment, so I kept using my special," Sakura explained before kicking Kisame in the ribs. Kisame just bled a little. How about that? Grab his sword and put it in the key item scroll. I'll equip it to Killer Bee later," Naruto said before turning to the 2 raven-haired female in front of him. "Now, are you going to explain why you are now suddenly a female?" Naruto asked Itachi, who scratched her head sheepishly. "Well, you see, it was part of a plan created by my mother to show my dad that women could be a good clan head. So she had the 4th create a seal to hide my gender after I was born so my father wouldn't get suspicious," Itachi explained while Naruto shook his head. "Damn it, Dad. You crazy son of a bitch." Meanwhile, in the plane of deceased characters. "Get back here, you son of a bitch." One extremely pissed of Fugaku yelled at Minato, who was flashing around like his life depended on it. "Damn it, Kushina, help me out. I can't keep doing this for 3 more years." Minato yelled at his wife, who looked at him skeptically while drinking tea with Mikoto. "True, but you applied the seal, so take it like a man, honey," Kushina yelled to her husband as he dodged another fireball. "I didn't even make it. It was a seal made by your crazy-ass family," Minato yelled as Kushina shrugged. "Whatever, you still used it," Kushina stated matter-of-factly before turning to her best friend. "Men, they are so troublesome." Mikoto nodded in agreement. "But still, I wish I was still down there. I have 2 daughters now. It would have been so much fun," Mikoto exclaimed to Kushina, who looked at her sadly. "Don't worry, knowing my son's luck, he'll figure something out. Even if it is by accident," Kushina said, cheering up her best friend. Boom. "How you can't dodge everything, huh? You yellow bastard." With Team 7. Thump. That was Sakura, who just fainted on top of Kisame. Kisame just bled a little more. Oh well, now to the important stuff," Naruto said while looking at the ceiling, confusing Itachi as Sasuke nodded her head in understanding. "Mo right." Naruto twitched while Itachi looked scared. Hidden trophy. Unlocked. Queen of the Sharingan. Hidden BGM. Unlocked. Eddie Wrath. Itachi Manjikyu in the eyes. Hidden character. Unlocked. Femitachi. Hidden item. Unlocked. Arashi's ring. 1 out of 3 objects that once put together will awaken the secret of defeating Madara. Each object is nearly impossible to find and only found by sheer dumbass luck. Platinum trophy. Unlocked. Roasting a fish. Plus 500 million Ryu. Water shark jutsu. Learned. Who the fuck was that? Itachi yelled while Naruto ignored her and looked at the purple ring in his hand. This must be important, but I need the other two objects to figure out what to do with it, Naruto thought before putting it in his key items scroll. Amazing, so rare that not even my action replay could give me the item after I used the unlock all key items cheat. Naruto thought in amazement. Chapter 12. Chatting with the Slug. 4 days later, Tenzaka Town. We now find Team 7+2 were now sitting in a restaurant in front of a skeptical Tsunade and her confused assistant. So let me get this straight. You honestly expect me to become Hokage after everything I've lost? Tsunade asked her former teammate as Jiraiya nodded and as Naruto smirked. Shit, Naruto's smirking. He must have foreseen this and came up with a plan to get Tsunade to agree. Sasuke thought, impressed before frowning. Why do I feel like his plan is going to piss me off? No, the title of Hokage is for fools. Tsunade scoffed before returning to her drink while Naruto laughed. Normally I would disagree, but after seeing how bats hit insane my father is compared to what the textbooks say, I agree with you, Naruto told her as her eyes widened in realization. You're Minato's brat, aren't you? At his nod, she continued. Funny, compared to him you seem a little sane. Sane Maya dash. Sasuke. Itachi chided her little sister. Don't use such language in front of your elders. But you know he's more bats hit insane than his father. Sasuke complained to her sister as everybody in the room looked at them in amusement while Naruto sulked in a corner. I highly doubt it, Itachi said dryly. I remember one time I heard our mother talking to him after he finished the very battle that made him famous. Flashback. So let me get this straight, Kushina hid all of your clothes after you spilt her ramen. So you actually went into battle but SS naked while concealing yourself in a henge? Mikoto asked incredulously as Minato smirked and Kushina face-bombed. I had given him some other clothes to wear but he said no, Kushina told her friend while huffing. Like I was going to wear a neon pink spandex suit with a cape that had your face on the back, Minato yelled while Mikoto held back a laugh as Kushina glared at him. But if anyone had noticed the henge and broke it, everyone would have seen you standing with property of Kushina Uzumaki tattooed on your. Kushina was cut off as her husband tackled her and Mikoto broke out laughing. Nobody noticed the young Itachi walk back to her room with a shell-shocked expression on her face. Flashback end. Everybody at the table looked at Itachi mortified. Hell, even Jiraiya was jaw-dropping at the tale before he came to a realization. So that's why Mikoto always smirked at him when somebody called him the Yellow Flash, Jiraiya stated before Sakura looked at a Naruto with a smirk. Hey Akane, you got your furry ass handed to you by a flasher? Sakura asked with a teasing grin as Naruto had to hold his head in pain at all of the curses Akane was yelling at Sakura. Damn it, Sakura. I am so going to get you back for this headache, Naruto yelled at her. Anyway, what is this, a reunion? I was approached by Orochimaru earlier as well, Tsunade asked, ignoring the strange argument that just happened as Naruto looked at her in confusion. What the hell? He shouldn't have had his arms damaged, why would he come after you? Suddenly Tsunade looked at him in confusion. Arm? Is that what you men call it now? He came to me because junk was destroyed, Tsunade told Naruto, who got pale and looked at Sasuke in horror as she suddenly found the floor to be the most interesting thing she'd ever seen. Son of a bitch. Damn it, Sasuke, what did you do? Naruto asked as Sasuke bit her lip. Well. Flashback. But really, I just wanted a sword. Orochimaru went pale as she lunged at him. Orochimaru tried to jump over her, but her superior speed caused her Chidori to miss his chest and hit his snake. Orochimaru passed out from the pain as Sasuke had her eyes wide in shock. His foaming at the mouth caused Kusanagi to rise from his throat. Grimacing, Sasuke pulled the blade out. Well, that ended badly. For him. Flashback end. Everybody looked at her in horror as she finished her tale. Damn it, Sasuke. Couldn't you have just killed him? What monster takes away a guy's dick and makes him live with Naruto shut up as his team gave him a pointed look as he turned around sheepishly before opening his book and began to look at Tsunade as she sent him a questioning glance. What are you staring at, kid? She asked rudely. I want you to be our 5th Hokage. Nope. How about my 10th future wife? He asked seriously as she looked at him as if he lost his damn mind while Sasuke grit her teeth. Damn it, Naruto, ignoring the fact that none of the other women agreed except maybe Anko Dash. But they will. Naruto cut her off in complete seriousness as she had to resist the urge to destroy him right then and there. But, she continued ignoring him. You don't have a 9th one yet. She yelled at him hysterically as he chuckled. But of course I do, I'm not a noob, I can count. Then who is it? Because I'm sure as hell I don't know them. Oh, but you do, Naruto told her as she began feel a sense of dread. Son of a bitch, who? Sasuke asked, praying to every god she could think of that it wasn't who she expected as everybody else looked on in confusion. Then Naruto chuckled evilly and pointed. Right. Itachi. Son of a bitch, Sasuke yelled while everybody else widened their eyes as Itachi took a step back. No, I'm not, Itachi told the blonde kid with complete seriousness before he smirked at her. Oh really? Not only do you recognize my pro skills, but I gave you your family back, cured your illness, and just given you an opportunity to be closer with your precious little sister. Also, I'm rich as fuck, Naruto told her innocently as her eyes got wider at every point. Damn it, Itachi murmured dejectedly as she realized the kid in front of her would probably be the best male she could find as Sasuke started to rock in a corner with a cloud above her head. He just gets one girl after another, Sasuke repeated that while poking the ground. Is she going to be okay? Tsunade asked in concern as Naruto nodded his head. Yeah, she gets like this every now and then when she questions everything around her, Naruto told her before looking at her. Why won't you say yes? Because I don't want to be Hokage, she told him with a glare. I meant about being my wife. Because I don't know you, she told him seriously. You can learn, Naruto said seriously. Because I'm 50 and you're 12? Tsunade tried again. What if you were 20? Naruto said while concealing a grin as Sakura caught on and had to stuff her face with food to stop from laughing. PSSH, if that happened, I'd come be your Hokage too, Tsunade said with a laugh while ignoring the warning signs Jiraiya was giving her. Swear on your Nindo? Now here she stopped because as a Sannin she took promises on her Nindo very seriously, but the sake she was drinking was clouding her judgment and her instinct that would be telling her to get the fuck out of there. So she decided to play his game. Sure kid, whatever, she said to the horror of Jiraiya and Shizune, who noticed how Jiraiya was trying to get her mistress to shut the fuck up. Naruto just grinned wider as Sasuke continued her mental breakdown and Sakura burst out laughing. Snap. Age mod. Tsunade. 20 years check. Snap. 2 days later. Son of a bitch, Tsunade said for the 1000th time since the night at the restaurant as everybody else continued their walk back to Konoha. Don't worry, honey, because when we get back to Konoha, Naruto was successfully cock-blocked by the 3rd Sannin that appeared before them holding a Vienna sandwich in a Ziploc bag with ice. There you are, Tsunade, I demand that you heal me now, came the high-pitched squeal of Orochimaru. Suddenly everyone stopped as he felt an amazing killer intent coming from the blonde demon brat. You fucker, was the battle cry of Naruto as he jumped into the sky. A lot of things happened that day. Jiraiya found a new god, Itachi got turned on for the first time in years, but the most important would have to be that Tsunade lost her fear of blood. Or any type of gore really. Orochimaru defeated. Platinum trophy. Unlocked. Death of a Hebe team. Characters. Unlocked. Sound for choose one. Naruto thought about it before. Tayuya. Sasuke twitched. Tayuya will be available once re-entering Konoha. Player 1 will be able to decide what to do with her then. Gold trophy. Unlocked. Resurrecting the Queen of Slugs. Character. Unlocked. Tsunade. Avatar. Unlocked. Super Medic Naruto. What the hell was that? Tsunade and Shizune asked in unison, but everyone ignored them. Itachi then turned to Naruto and gave him the longest kiss he's ever gotten before she released him and wiped some saliva off of her lip. Everybody looked at her in surprise before she began to speak. When we get back, I'll treat you to some coffee, she told him before turning to a fuming Sasuke. Don't worry, foolish little sister, you will be coming as well. Think of it as some sisterly bonding time, Itachi said seriously as Sasuke and everybody else gasped while Naruto passed out. I'll be sure to teach you some interesting things that can be done with Genjutsu. Chapter 13. Empress of the Sharingan. And Kishi finally named the Naruto's new for so instead of Golden Fox Cloak, it'll be named Nine Tails Chakra Mode. Hidden event. Unlocked. Must have more than 40 reviews. Will be revealed at end of disc 1. In Naruto's apartment. We now find our blonde hero in bed with a raven-haired beauty in each arm after what must have felt like weeks of the best sex ever. It's official, Tsukiyomi is my new favorite jutsu, Naruto thought contently as Akane nodded her head. You're telling me, thanks to those eyes I wasn't even left out, Akane cheered while Naruto chuckled. But we will have to burn your mindscape later. Naruto just chuckled and leaned back until... poof. In Naruto's universe. A now confused as fuck Naruto, standing in only his frog boxers, was now standing next to a panting Naruto as she was standing in her Nine Tails chakra mode. Idly Naruto wondered why the fuck he suddenly wanted to do whatever dumbass task Naruto asked. But that was a story for another time. Naruto then looked at her fellow blonde with a raised eyebrow. Why are you in your underwear? Naruto asked curiously as Naruto shrugged. I just finished having the best sex ever, he stated while causing her eyes to widen in horror. I didn't cock block you, did I? She asked while getting in a fighting stance as Naruto chuckled. Nah, I finished when you summoned me. That caused Naruto to relax her stance. Seriously, why did you call me here? Naruto asked her as she looked around quickly before spotting something on a hill. There she is, Naruto said with a growl. Naruto curiously looked on top of the hill and there he saw it. Possibly one of the hottest raven-haired women he has ever laid his eyes upon, even if she had a weird mask on. Insert BGM. Eddie Rath. Uchiha Madara. Holy shit, that's your Madara, Naruto yelled while Naruto looked him confused. Yes, so what? Bullshit. My Madara is some dude with MPD that's probably 50 years old underneath his mask, Naruto told her as she widened her eyes. What the hell? That's kind of disturbing, dude, Naruto said while getting a mumbled, I know right, from her blonde companion. And what the fuck, she has a body on par with My Tsunade or knowing this ass backwards dimension your Jiraiya, and yet she's wearing an Akatsuki robe that lose? Naruto yelled as Madara landed in front of them along with 5 other people. So you managed to destroy one of my 6 paths of pain. But it doesn't matter, you'll die here, so that my Moon's Eye plan will succeed, Madara told Naruto before noticing the boy in boxers next to the pigtailed girl. And who are you? She asked Naruto rudely as he got a grin on his face. Oh man, I've always wanted to do this, Naruto thought with glee as Akane rolled her eyes in her cage knowing what was coming next. Insert BGM. Naruto Shippuden Nost. Heaven-shaking event. I come from a land where noobs control the planet as pros become an endangered species. I fight for all those who are 1337 and repressed in this cruel world. I am the great toad sage that makes even Jiraiya kneel in recognition. By my friends I am known as the Pimp Master Sage. But beyond all of that, I am a badass motherfucker. I am Namikaze Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto yelled while performing the Jiraiya pose as everybody looked at him like he was bats hit insane. End BGM. Oh. Madara said, honestly confused as fuck for once in her life before turning back to Naruto with a sneer. It is time that we end this. She yelled while her and her 5 female paths of pain started to attack Naruto. The fight went on for 5 more minutes as Naruto idly wondered where the hell her backup was before both she and Madara stopped fighting as they smelled ramen? They both turned to the sight of Naruto eating ramen with a wide-eyed expression and a bloody nose while there was a tent in his pants causing them to give him what the fuck looks. Hey, I'm sorry, but you gotta admit 6 hot females fighting is kinda hot, Naruto told them as he finished his 6th bowl. What the fuck do you think you're doing, you perverted little bastard? Madara yelled in righteous fury as Naruto wondered if this was part of a plan or if Naruto was really that bluntly stupid as fuck. I think I'm watching a catfight, Naruto said seriously as Madara fumed. I can see that, but why? This is a fight to the death, the future of the world is at stake. Madara yelled while trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. Let it be known that Madara has a bit of a dungeon master complex, so when something that she can't control happens she tends to flip the fuck out sometimes. Geez, why are you such a prude? Why can't you dash? Naruto cut himself off as he finally figured something out. Naruto looked at him confusion while standing next to Madara, previous fight completely forgotten at the moment. What? Naruto asked, confused by the pitying look on her fellow blonde's face as he looked back at her with disappointment. What the hell? Sigh Naruto, you are supposed to be more pro than me. How could you not notice this? Naruto asked Naruto, who gasped in shock as he yelled at her. What are you 2 idiots talking about? Madara asked rudely while crossing her arms. Suddenly Naruto looked at her with a wide-eyed expression before walking toward her and bowing. What the fuck? I am so sorry, I couldn't tell before, please forgive me, Naruto begged her. Is she crying? What the hell is going on? Madara though while looking around in confusion. It seems that you haven't noticed yourself, so I'll break it down for you, Naruto said while somehow the news that she didn't know what was happening made Naruto cry harder. I'm so sorry, Naruto yelled as she lunged at Madara and began to hug her. Someone please tell me what is going on, Madara yelled, finally having enough as Naruto looked at her again with those damn pitying eyes of hers. Okay, I will. How long has it been since you fought with the first Hokage? Naruto said while Madara looked at him in confusion. 120 years, why? How long had you went into hiding away without any human contact? 50 years, I still don't see the poi dash. What did you sow the other 70 years? Naruto cut her off. Make plans for revenge and world domination, of course. Exactly. What? Madara asked, confused as Naruto shook his head sadly. I'll just tell you now, you are sexually frustrated, Naruto told her bluntly as Naruto fell to the ground in tears. Madara, however, looked shocked as fuck. What? That's preposterous, I've never even had sex. How can I be frustrated? Madara yelled while Naruto and Naruto looked at her in horror. Naruto began to tremble slightly. Flashback wave arc. As Naruto and Naruto woke up on the forest floor the morning after Naruto's episode with Inari, Naruto looked at Naruto in awe. Words can't describe how awesome that was, Naruto told Naruto as he chuckled. Akane still has much to teach me, but maybe I can show you something she showed me I can do with chakra claws, Naruto stated, while advancing on a grinning Naruto. Nobody noticed the passed-out Haku a few feet behind them. Flashback end. You're a 140-year-old virgin, Naruto asked in morbid fascination as Madara h-end and turned away. So? Madara asked rudely. No wonder you're such a stuck-up bitch, Naruto said bluntly while wiping away tears. Madara looked at her scandalized. Excuse me, Madara yelled. It's not your fault, Naruto started as he walked closer to Madara as she took a step back. Insert BGM. Naruto Shippuden Ost. Experienced many battles. You trained until you went blind in order to lead your clan into glory. You didn't give up on your dream even after your Nubas clan abandoned you after unlocking another stage of power. You had only one bijou yet you still almost beat the first Hokage who had the other 8. You are more pro than anyone else on this planet. Hell, the Rikudo Sannin is probably the only one more pro than you. Naruto stated before pulling off Madara's mask, revealing a stunned Uchiha matriarch as a smiling Naruto stood next to her. BGM. END insert BGM. Marvin Gaye. Let's get it on. You know, me and Naruto recently found out that we have the same favorite drink. Naruto said innocently. And we were wondering if you wanted to try it. Madara looked at her confused. What is it? Coffee. 2 hours later. 2 voices rang out through the sky. One was masculine, the other was feminine. They spoke in perfect unison. Platinum trophy. Unlocked. Preventing an apocalypse. Avatars unlocked. Hokage Naruto, Hokage Naruto. Hidden character. Unlocked. Femadara Uchiha. Hidden trophy. Unlocked. Satisfying a legend. Hidden item. Unlocked. Arashi's sword. Game, Naruto end. 1 day later. And that's why Tayuya would be my 12th wife and not my 11th, Naruto told a room full of shell-shocked shinobi as the new Hokage dropped her pen, while Sasuke just stared at him in morbid fascination before speaking. First me, then my sister, now my ancestor? Are you trying to fuck the entire Uchiha clan? What the hell, is there a trophy or something? Is that Ihai you're doing this? Sasuke yelled while shaking Naruto frantically. There was, but she did not need to know that right now. Thump. That was Itachi, who just gave up trying to comprehend life. Whole Jiraiya walked up and kneeled before Naruto. I am not worthy, Jiraiya told his godson in complete seriousness. Damn straight you aren't, but the real question is, what are you going to do to my male counterpart? I doubt you are going to have sex with him, Madara asked while looking at Naruto as he looked back at her with a deadpan expression. Put that Yoi image in my head again and it'll destroy you. But no, I plan killing the Madara in this universe, Naruto said while pulling out a sword and ring. I have to find one more item of Erasure, then I'll get the secret to defeating Madara. Suddenly Naruto's eyes got wide. You got 2 of them? I only got this one, Naruto yelled while pulling out an item shaped like an L and giving it to Naruto, who almost dropped his items in shock. Naruto has obtained Gun of Erasure. Player has acquired all 3 items. Proceed to secret boss through portal. All 3 items began to glow. The sword in yellow, the ring in blue, and the gun in red before forming a pitch-black portal at the side of the room and disappearing into it. Sasuke, Sakura, get ready to come with me into the portal, Naruto stated before looking around the room and making a decision. Tsunade, you come too. We need a medic because Sakura is going to be needed on the front lines. You are player 4, Naruto yelled before jumping into the spiraling darkness with Sasuke, Sakura, and Tsunade right behind him.